get nasty on a Thursday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Carey off the next 2 days. He'll be back with us on Monday. Well, the Blues fall last night to the LA Kings in overtime, 2-1. Trevor Moore scored with 1:56 into overtime. Kings recovered. They go 2-1. And unfortunately now for the Blues, we knew that digging out of the hole that they created for themselves in the first half of the season and really leading into pretty much the Olympic break was going to be, it felt insurmountable, and now it feels even more so, guys. But breaking down last night's game, Jamie, I know that there was at least two aspects last night that frustrated you as a lifelong hockey player, coach, and fan.
Yeah, the lack of offense.
Well, that, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Why? What were you thinking? Feels like you had something else.
The goalie situation. Pulling the goalie.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know we were gonna go there today.
I mean, we could. Oh. We could if you want.
Well, so,
funny enough, I couldn't tell because I know you texted that
I thought you were serious.
I'm dead serious.
I didn't know if you were being serious. I was curious to know your thoughts today.
I took it that you were serious.
Yeah.
And that there was a very strategic reason for it that you got into because of the points.
Yeah.
That were available.
You needed the 2 points.
Yes.
And so, although I'm sure there'd be pushback, you know what? We'll ask Jim Montgomery today. Mm-hmm. He's going to be on at 5 o'clock today, and I will ask him if he contemplated pulling the goalie in overtime. Now, what that means is you would have a 4-on-3 power play. Mm-hmm. The other team can't just ice the puck because icing is still icing because they're not technically a man short. If they score, you get 0 points. Mm-hmm. They get awarded both points. But if you score on the power play-ish, you get the 2 points. Mm-hmm. Kings are still getting one point out of it. But I felt like we were in that spot of the season. It was a must-have 2 points. Don't worry about losing the 1 point. It was a must-have 2 points. Yep. Now, Jim Montgomery may disagree with me. I think he will because he didn't actually pull the goalie.
Yeah, and you weren't being critical. You're just talking about from a strategic standpoint. If you were behind the bench, that's what you would have done. I thought that was very interesting. Instead
of the other way to look at it is you get 1 point from that, and you still got some runway. Mm-hmm. Got a point. You know, you got maybe you get one of these games against the Avs. Like you can talk your way into seeing the road. What I look at it, though, is give me them 2 points. Get me right back on the heels of everybody else here. And the Kings wouldn't be at, I put my glass on, the Kings wouldn't be at 78. They'd be at 77 points right now, and you'd be at 75. You'd be 2 points out of a playoff spot. Mm-hmm. So I thought when you pull the goalie, you'd have to win the face-off first. Mm-hmm. Win the face-off, drag it back to your end, and as you're coming up the ice, the goalie be right on your heels, into the offensive zone, 4-on-3.
You drop it back to him. He takes his mask off. It's actually not Jordan Bennington. Yes. It's Colton Parayko. Right. He takes a slap shot from his own blue line, and it goes in.
Yeah, absolutely. It has happened.
Yeah.
It has happened.
And I've heard those goalie switches, like with the uniforms, the pads, and everything, it goes pretty quickly.
Apparently.
It's easy. And you can't tell Bennington from Parayko.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. That's what Marsh would have done. That was the strategy Marsh would have used.
We'll have to ask Jim Montgomery about it.
Yeah.
He might be slightly confused.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hold off on that one.
So that's one option. The other option would be to get into the offensive zone, set up a power play, 4-on-3 power play. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't have confidence enough in your team at that point. Your power play has not been good this year. We're going to get into that later on in the show. But I just felt like it was a push your chips all in. If you lose, you stare at the media and you say, we're going for it.
Right.
I believe enough in this team that if we would have got the 2 points tonight, we're getting into the playoffs. So
that's what I was going for.
That's it.
It would have been easily digestible, so to speak, for fans. That we would have, I wouldn't have criticized that at all. Be like, okay, I understood what the thought was.
You'd have to be explained it, though. Like,
sure.
That's where on the broadcast, Curbs and Joey would have had to have been really quick on their toes and explained it out quickly what the advantages are and what the disadvantages are and why the coach would think of doing that. Mm-hmm. And they would have done it, but because the person who's watching it in real time, you'd be like, why
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and if you, let's say that the Kings scored in that situation, you get 0 points.
Yeah.
Well, is it all that bad if you are still I know you're trying to make the playoffs, but again, there's some people out there that are like, hey, this isn't necessarily a bad thing because you're still in the mix for a top pick.
We all want, in all facets of life, aggressive, like our teams to be aggressive and creative until they're aggressive and creative, right? Like we all want our teams to be aggressive and think outside the box until they're aggressive and they think outside the box. And we're like, well, that was dumb. But you got to be a little insane to have an idea like that, and Jamie certainly is insane.
Yeah,
I would have been okay with it.
I got the idea from watching Sergei Fedorov coach in the KHL. 3 years ago, he did it. The very first coach to do it. They won the faceoff, pulled the goalie immediately, went down 4-on-3 and scored.
Nice.
Everyone's like, oh, why are we not doing that? What? But still, people are apprehensive to do it because, and I'll explain this for Jake in Kirkwood. He asks a question. He's confused, obviously. He goes, we don't get a point in OT if you pull the goalie? No, you don't. If you pull your goalie to create the advantage of 4-on-3 and the team with 3 players, the opposition, scores on you, your 1 point that you got to get to overtime is taken away from you.
Oof.
So it is an all or nothing situation. But I just looked at it as, why not, man? Why not?
If you're trying to make it, you're not playing with house money. Like you're still down.
You're behind. You're trying to play catch up, man.
Yeah. So it's either I'm gone. Like the money's gone anyways.
Yeah.
And it has felt gone for a while. Or we're gonna get a little up and see what we can do here. I like it. I thought it was when you brought that up last night. I thought it was fascinating. So I wanted to make sure that you talked about it.
Sure. Yeah. I just
on air
didn't see Jamie Rivers did not see the downside in it.
I don't think that game should have even went to overtime. Like I was watching the first period and I was thinking to myself, man, I wish this first period lasted longer because I felt it coming for the Blues. And throughout that game, I thought that they had good jump to their game. They were getting opportunities. They were missing the net a lot, which frustrated me.
Yeah, they did a lot of that.
But they just couldn't capitalize. You had power play opportunities, couldn't capitalize. And then there was a lull in the second period where I don't know what they were doing. I was just yelling, get the puck out of the zone. What are we doing? We're kind of fumbling around with the puck. And then it led to a penalty, and then that led to a goal, a power play goal for the Kings, like right into the power play. That was a frustrating game. Do you guys feel like the Blues are starting to lose a little bit of their steam? Not just last night, but even
LA's
against
a
the
tough
Sharks.
Team to play against. So they got a big, heavy team.
There was like no jump in that building too. I feel like you need to take advantage of that.
It's a big, heavy team in LA, and they play a very defense-forward style of hockey. They've been doing that for a couple of years now, and then with the coaching change and all that, DJ Smith has just said, you know what, screw it. We're going to play defense, and we'll try to beat you 1-0 if we have to. And that's kind of the way they've been kind of snailing along here in this playoff race. So their main purpose is to crowd the middle of the ice, block as many shots as possible, and force you into taking bad percentage shots. The Blues had plenty of opportunities to score. They did. They missed the net too much. Sometimes you just got to hit the net to make, like, when I used to play, we have a game like that. But guys, let's just force the goalie to do his job.
Right.
Let's just force him to do his job perfectly. If he does, we tip the cap at the end of the game. Good game, man.
And he made some big saves. He had one in the first period on Dalibor Dvorsky, a nice pad save.
Great pad save.
He was right there, right outside the blue paint.
Force him to do that.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to pick the corner every time. Just cut the net in 4 and just hit one of the squares.
Right.
It doesn't have to be perfect because the rebound, as we saw in Robert Thomas's goal, a simple little wrist shot went off of 2 people into the net.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Right.
Just put the puck on net. Hit the net.
Yeah.
So I felt like they passed up opportunities to just hit the net when they were trying to be a little too precise.
A little too fine, perhaps.
A little too precise.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We do want your mic drops today on the Cardinals. So what are your thoughts overall right now on the Cardinals? 4-2. We got a lot of different Cardinals segments coming up today, but you can leave us a mic drop via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. What are your thoughts overall What are your thoughts on certain players or maybe certain aspects of the team, whether it's the offense, starting pitching, bullpen? Leave us a mic drop. We'll play those throughout the course of the show today. Speaking of the Cardinals, they wrap up their series yesterday against the Mets, and we had a reaction to it. But now we're going to do this after every series. Highs and lows from the Cardinals series. What were our highs? What were our lows for the Cardinals series against the Mets? We'll get into those next on 101 ESPN.
Well, the weather is getting nicer. I mean, a little cloudy today and maybe the rest of the week, but the sun has been shining. That means there's no better time than to get up to the store and get yourself some Zwickle Light from Urban Chestnut. I mean, it is an amazing light beer. It's locally brewed. It's got low calories and low carbs. Crisp, clean, refreshing. Again, only 95 calories, 3.7 carbs. Packed full of flavor. That's the biggest difference with this light beer is it doesn't taste like water. It tastes like beer, and it's so good. They got cans, and they got bottles for whatever you're looking to do. I love the cans around the pool. Keep all that glass away from the pool. But I also love the bottles in a nice little bucket of ice sitting around maybe upstairs on the deck, watching your Blues hockey game or your Cardinals baseball while sipping down a nice ice-cold Zwickle. I can almost taste it right now. It's so good. So please check out your local stores, including your dirt cheap locations for some of that Zwickle Light. You're going to love it. For anything more, check out urbanchestnut.com. Again, that's urbanchestnut.com. And remember to keep it light and keep it local.
I find our Cardinal team to be very resilient. They pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and just start all over again. I love it.
So that's our gal, Janet. Well, you know what? It's nice to not only hear from Janet, but also, do you hear the sheer joy. in her voice?
Yeah, it's
when
the
she's
first thing
talking
I
about her
picked up
Redbirds?
on. She was up a couple of octaves, like feeling good.
I like now. Did Marsh was that left at some point for another show or a couple of days ago? Or was that today?
No, that was literally a couple minutes after you teased for mic drops.
I love it.
Janet was the first one to chime in.
So Janet, she seems like she's excited. It's a product she can get behind. Resilient birds.
I wonder for Janet if she's only happy because they're winning, or she's happy because of the way they're playing. Like if they
the
were
style of baseball.
If they were 4-6 right now, the way they won the 4 games, pretty fun to watch. You know, but let's say they're 4-6 or they're 4-8 in 10 days from now, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Will Janet still be happy with the way they play, or is it just results driven? Because there's two different things.
I completely agree with you that they're two different things. Don't they also go hand in hand? The way that they played?
Well, not necessarily, because I played on a couple of teams where we were really young, like when I was with the Islanders, and we were fun to watch. We ran around, hit everything that moved. We had 4 or 5 fights a game, block shots, like all this. Like, it was never a boring game.
Just weren't good enough.
But we wouldn't win the game. And people showed up to watch the game because it was pretty exciting to watch these guys go, you know?
Yeah.
But they knew, like, the outcome was probably not going to win. So I'm wondering, is it an automatic that you're happy just because they're winning, or are you happy with the style of baseball, or are you happy that the style of baseball is winning right now?
Interesting.
I think it's tough. So I was just thinking about
Chicken or
this.
the egg?
Out of the 4 wins, there has only really been one clean win. Obviously, you win on opening day.
Palante?
The Palante game. Opening day, obviously you have the huge comeback, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome. The offense showed up. However, it wasn't a clean game. The following day was a clean game up until a certain point, until the 9th inning, and then you blow the game, but you have to come back. Resiliency, as Janet just pointed out. Even though you gave up the lead in the 10th inning, you come back, walk off, game over. You now have 2 wins. The third one was the clean game that I'm telling you about with Andre Palante. And then yesterday it was a good pitching performance for sure, but there were moments throughout that game where I'm like, you could put this team away right now, and you just didn't do that. But they still found a way to win, which is good to see. But there really has only been one clean win so far.
Yeah, that's an astute point. You're right, because there is just the Palante victory from start to finish where clean is a good way to put it. All right, so we're going to do this after every series, highs and lows. Your highs from the series, your lows from the series. Jamie, what was one of your highs?
From this series?
Yep.
The rotation. The rotation, for sure. Completely unsure in the first series, and certainly some bumps in the road there. But when you get a couple of performances like they got in this series from a couple of guys, I found that to be the best thing.
That was my number one high as well. I thought pitching set the tone and carried them throughout the series. I thought that was the headline. You had Matthew Liberatore doing what he did yesterday, 6 innings, 1 run, calm, efficient. I thought he was in control. One blemish was the home run to Juan Soto, and that's gonna happen
And
from
it's
time
Juan
to time.
Soto.
He has driven the ball out of the yard against others, and he will continue to do so. Andre Palante, 5+ scoreless innings, worked through some traffic. Bullpen locked it down across multiple games, especially in leverage spots. So not just the starting pitching, but the pitching overall carried the tone. I also think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Gordon Graceffo. Getting out of 2 major jams. Tuesday with the double play, Wednesday the 11th inning escape. So I thought big picture, Cardinals didn't just pitch well. I thought they pitched with utter composure, and I thought it was a tone center throughout the season. Were there some issues? Yeah. But I thought overall pitching set the tone. So that was one of my highs as well. Marsh?
I mean, you guys took it away from me, right?
Son of a, sorry.
How can you not look at the pitching? It's not like the Cardinals offense from the Rays series showed up. You know, they weren't blowing out the Mets by any means in their wins. But the pitching is, for me, the sole reason why you essentially took 2 of 3 against the Mets. And outside of Chris Roycroft in his appearance yesterday. The 2 wins that you did get in this series, you have to give all the credit to the pitching because it was outstanding.
And I believe the Mets were 1 for 29 with runners in scoring position.
Is that bad?
That's really bad. Yeah. Whereas the Cardinals,
That sounds like the Cardinals
and it wasn't.
from last year.
It's the other team. Cardinals, on the other hand, yeah, it was a Texas leaguer, but Mason Wynn came up with the clutch hit yesterday. A couple of Mets players could have done so with it, could have done the same thing. They did not. Mason Wynn comes up with the walk-off hit, and Nolan Gorman with the clutch tying knock as well yesterday. I mean, that single up the middle with 2 outs after you had all this momentum. You had a couple of outs, and then now it's up to Gorman. He absolutely has to get a base hit, and he does. He lines one up center. So I thought that was good winning situational baseball.
Another high for me would be the continued play of JJ Wetherholt, too.
Yep.
You know, he just continues to deliver. Like, not all are highlight worthy, but he keeps delivering. He's getting on base. He's making plays. Like, he doesn't look like a rookie.
Right. So I also wrote down one of the highs, the young players contributing.
There you go.
And Jamie, it plays into what you just said. So JJ Wetherholt on base in all 5 career games. He's got on base all 5 times. Win his struggle, but then he delivered the walk-off hit, and Graceffo, who I mentioned, the meaningful bullpen innings, that the young players continue to play well as well. Marsh, before we get to the lows, anything else? Anything else from a high standpoint?
From a high standpoint, I think it's good to see Nolan Gorman touching seats as he did early in the series. I know that came in a loss, but it's good to see him swinging the bat. And, of course, he comes up with a huge RBI yesterday to tie that game, which ultimately allowed the game to go to extra innings as the game progressed. And that's just a huge hit. Maybe we don't see that from him last season, but for him to deliver in that moment when the Cardinals were struggling, they were getting runners on, but they weren't driving them in. I believe they were 2 for 11. Is that what it was yesterday? 2 for 14, actually. 2 for 14 yesterday with runners in scoring position. They left on 8 guys. But to see him come up huge, especially, he made an error in that game as well, but to be able to drive, that runner in and ultimately tie the game, I think that's huge for him. So that's a high for me.
I know I mentioned the pitching overall, but the bullpen, too, bouncing back. Not everybody, but the bullpen with specifically Ryan O'Brien, who closed out the game. The other night, Graceffo, who I mentioned, that kind of the fireman role. I thought multiple relievers used situationally. I thought Ollie did a nice job bringing in certain players to match up with what the Mets were doing. So that was good. All right, Jamie, kick off our lows.
Got a big hit, but the offense of Mason Wynn is not good. I did not like his offensive output. I don't like him in the number 4 slot hitting. And apart from the bloop hit, walk-off, what did he do offensively?
Nothing. Including putting the Cardinals in a spot where Alec Burleson had to get a hit or reach via error in the inning in which they tied it because he popped up. Mason Wynn popped up. So I think the offense overall, not great. 2 runs. And this is coming off the Rays series when we were high as a kite on the offense. 2 runs in game 1, loss. 3 runs in game 2, win. 2 runs in the 11 innings in the game 3 win. Did they have some flashes? Yeah. Alec Burleson, Ivan Herrera, Gorman, and then the win hit yesterday. But ultimately, the inconsistency with the offense in the early going here. 1 really great series, 1 rough series. That was one of the lows, was the offense. How about you, Marsh?
Sort of nitpicking because 2 of the 3 starts were really good out of Liberatore and Palante, but out of all 3, the starters only mustered 6 strikeouts, and that's something that we have been yearning for is strikeouts, put away pitches from your starters. So to only see 6 strikeouts through 3 games from your starting pitchers, that's something that I would like to see more of. But again, 2 solid outings for Palante and Liberatore, so I don't want to nitpick too much, but that's something that I would like to see more of.
We are doing highs and lows, and Kyle Leahy in that first game, I thought he was competitive, but he was completely hittable. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that Dustin May was competitive, and he was hittable. At least Leahy was, I thought, competitive from that regard. But I mean, he wasn't missing enough bats, and that was something that we were kind of excited about. At least I was coming out of spring training with Kyle Leahy. He was gonna be one of the starters that could miss bats. But good thing, just one start. Cardinals off today. They'll take on the Detroit Tigers coming up tomorrow night, and they'll be in Comerica, or at Comerica. So that'll be their first road series as the 2026 season continues. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Don't forget, we're taking your mic drops. So Janet left us a mic drop that we played. We'll play those throughout the course of the show today. Maybe what have been your highs and lows thus far for the Cardinals in 2026? Certainly more highs than lows. Give us a mic drop. Leave us one. Let us know what you think. So Kirk Cousins has found a new home. He just can't help himself, can he? He likes to go to teams that will be drafting their starter. Now, first time he didn't know about it. He didn't know about it in Atlanta. He definitely knows what's coming in Vegas. So he has a new home. We'll talk about the deal, which was a little odd, too. We'll get to it next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues fall to the LA Kings last night in overtime by a final score of 2-1. They'll be back in action tomorrow taking on the Ducks. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. At 3:15, we'll talk with Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, right here on the Blues Radio Network, and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock. The Cardinals are off today. They'll go to Detroit to take on the Tigers. Michael McGreevy on the mound tomorrow, going up against Framber Valdez. First pitch, 12:10. So we'll talk about that game tomorrow, but we're going to dive into Anthony's favorite quarterback, Kirky football, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Anthony and everyone else, I am actually really excited about the Cardinals. I'm very high on the Cardinals this season. In fact, and call me crazy, I am so excited about them. I already bought my World Series tickets. Now, I don't expect to watch the Cardinals in that World Series, but I did buy my tickets.
Wow, I love it.
Prove it.
Prove it. So we've had two mic drops, and both have been excited. You should be. You absolutely should be. 4-2. Now, nobody's saying that the Cardinals are going to go on some unbelievable run and surprise everybody. This could fall apart very quickly. But all we have to go on is 6 games right now. Might as well enjoy the ride. And thus far, team has been competitive. They've been entertaining, giving us something to watch, something to cheer about. Yeah. We're all excited yesterday as that blue pit fell after the Mets right fielder was in section 305 outside the stadium.
Yeah.
I
feel like the Raiders are going to have a similar vibe this year, too.
Yeah.
They're going to be excited.
So they signed Kirk Cousins. There's a couple of interesting factors here. One, either Cousins and or the Raiders stuck it to the Falcons. They found a way. So Kirk Cousins, his market value is $20 million. Unlike Tua Tagovailoa and Kyler Murray, who basically all the guaranteed money outside of the veteran minimum salary will be paid by the Cardinals and the Dolphins respectively for Kyler Murray, who's now a Viking, and Tua Tagovailoa, who's now a Falcon. With Cousins, the Raiders found a way to get Cousins for the $1.3 million minimum in 2026, and they stuck the Falcons with $8.7 million, that like the balance.
Yeah.
So his market value is 20. They're going to pay him 11 something in guarantees, and the Falcons are on the hook for $8.7 million.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was Cousins and his representative or the Raiders' idea, but good for them, because Cousins was never happy once they took Penix in the first round.
It may have been the Falcons, too, that said, what's our quickest path to get rid of this guy?
Well, they kind of restructured things. They restructured things so that Cousins can get out the door faster. And then in return, Cousins like, yeah, watch this. So the Falcons weren't supposed to pay the 8.7, but the Raiders organized the contract so they would.
Oh, wow.
So
he strikes again, Anthony.
He strikes again.
He's got the best agent in the game.
So let's review here for a second, then we'll look at the Cousins-Raiders situation, right? So Cousins shows up immediately in his introductory press conference, spills the beans about how the Falcons are kind of talking to him earlier than what they should. Falcons docked draft compensation because of it. Falcons draft Penix. He cries about it. He starts the season as he should. Doesn't tell him he's hurt. Says he's fine. They don't put him on the injury report because he says he's fine. Then after the season, he says, oh, by the way, I got a shoulder injury. Falcons docked more money for that, because they didn't reveal that he was injured, because he kept saying he was fine. He wasn't. Benched him because he was so god-awful. Then Penix goes down with the Achilles, or the ACL tear, his 9th, I think, of the last 3 years. Cousins has to go back in. plays okay, signs with the Raiders, sticks the Falcons at $8.7 million. This dude's a genius. An absolute genius.
Yeah.
So nice job there. But he goes to the Raiders, who, of course, will draft Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza. I've not done it in a while. Fernando Mendoza with the number 1 overall pick. Could that be, though, like, despite what I just said with the Cousins deal, the nicest quarterback room you'll ever meet?
Well, both
like
of
the
them,
most polished quarterback room?
I saw a picture of a side-by-side with them, and I don't know who has the goofier smile. I guess the Goofy Smile Club. Like ear to ear, all teeth, big ass smile.
Yeah, great clips, hairdo.
Yeah, great clips,
Sure.
hair.
Which nothing.
But
great clips.
It leads me to my next question. Like, for this upcoming season, but beyond that, is this what Kirky football strategy is now? Is he going to go to teams that need 1 year of him?
Mm-hmm.
We just need one year of you because we're drafting a kid or we have another. And he'd be like, okay. Yeah, $20 million. I'm good.
The bridge QB.
$20 million. $20 million. $20 million. Like, just keep hitting them up like every year.
He probably will. Maybe it comes down like $5 million because he's getting older.
Who cares?
But
it's free. It's money.
I mean, backup quarterback money right now, $10 million.
Yeah,
it's high end backup quarterback money.
He wouldn't be backup. He'd be still a starter.
He'd be the bridge. So you have to throw him a little bit more.
A little more.
This guy's a genius.
Like sort of what Joe Flacco has been doing, where hey, if we need you, you'll play, and more than likely you're going to play.
Yeah.
What else is Joe Flacco going to do at 48 years old?
Right.
I think this is a great fit for Kirk Cousins.
Well, he's 48.
I personally do. I think that his relationship with Clint Kubiak, they go back to Minnesota where Clint Kubiak was the quarterback's coach and then was the offensive coordinator. And Kirk Cousins had some fine years in Minnesota. I think this is a great fit for him if he ends up, starting a few games. I don't know what that situation is ultimately going to look like, but I think he's in a system that he will ultimately feel comfortable in. And I don't know if he ever felt comfortable in Atlanta. And the only reason I say that is because when we watch the quarterback show on Netflix, there was like a scene where he didn't really like the offense. He
didn't like the motion.
He didn't like the motion. He was always questioning things. It seemed like he wasn't all there when he needed to be, like up to speed. I just don't think he ever felt comfortable in that system, whereas I do think he'll feel comfortable in this one.
Yeah, and that's the Falcons' fault. Somebody within that organization, I don't know if it was Arthur Blank, it was the former GM, Terry Fontenot. I'm assuming it was Arthur Blank, the owner. Wanted to make sure that with a decent roster, which they had, that they don't go back to like the Desmond Ridder type. I think Blank, this is just my opinion, I think Blank was sold that the roster was good enough and they just needed a veteran QB. And he'll take all that Home Depot money and he'll throw it on the table, but make sure you get me a veteran QB. And I wonder if the GM, Terry Fontenot, if we injected some truth serum into him, if he ever wanted Kirk Cousins. Because to your point, Marsh, they signed, when Raheem Morris came over, they signed the guy that's Zach Robinson, who's now in Tampa. He's the OC in Tampa. Who is under the McVay tree. And McVay runs a whole bunch of motion, outside zone, whole bunch of motion. That's not really Kubiak's system. So they hire Robinson, not a fit for Cousins, and then draft Penix. I don't think they ever wanted Penix, the front office, outside of Blank. That's just my
You mean Cousins?
opinion. Cousins, excuse me.
Yeah.
They didn't want a Cousins. But now you're right. He goes to a better system. My only thing is, when does he start to bitch and moan? Because when Mendoza comes in, as we know, Cousins thinks he's still like 28. And he's just been screwed over his entire life despite making more money than anybody. So when he struggles, and he will, and they start clamoring for Mendoza, are the Raiders actually getting a mentor?
Yeah, but here's the deal. This Raiders team is not going to be in the same situation as the Falcons were. They're not going to be good enough to expect, like, okay, all we need is Kirk Cousins and we're going to be fine with it. Like,
sure.
Whatever they win as far as games are concerned is going to be considered to be a bit of a bonus. I think Kirky football is probably under center for half the season, and then they hand the ball off to Mendoza, accomplishing exactly what they wanted to do. Bottom line. And I don't care about
I think that's probably their
and then he starts
strategy.
to whine afterwards.
Yeah.
You
So
cut
be
him.
it. Yeah.
Here's your money.
It's a 1-year deal
We
anyways.
don't care. Yeah.
Like he signed for 5 years, but it's
a
all
1-year
fluff.
deal.
It's a
And
1-year
Kirky
deal.
will know that too.
Yeah.
And at this point, Kirky football's got to understand what he is.
Yeah,
You got to know what you are.
Right.
You signed a deal in April, not when all the other free agents were signing deals. There's a reason why it took longer for you to land on a team than it did for other people. And so I would have to assume, based on the situation in Atlanta, I thought he handled it like a pro.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will handle this like a pro. And it's like Jamie said, this is a different situation. I don't know if the Raiders believe that they are a playoff team like the Falcons did when they signed him.
Sure. And the Falcons are foolish. They are. We know that. New uniforms.
I might forbid you from cheering for that team.
New uniforms for the old
I might
Falcons.
forbid you to where
Look like the
you're
Cardinals.
no longer a Falcons fan because it affects your life. I know this cares. I've talked to Kristen.
Yeah.
And I've talked to Lincoln recently. And they tell me.
Yeah.
On Sundays, the morning you wake up.
Yeah.
Dad's the best, man. He's outside. He's mowing the grass. He's doing things. He's playing with us in the yard, throwing the ball, throwing us these little flag football plays. Kristen's like, oh, my gosh, great. I wake up. He's got coffee for me. Everything's great.
And then 3 o'clock rolls around.
Yeah.
Miserable.
Depending on the day, 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock, all of a sudden Dad's in the basement.
Start hitting the bottle.
You hear loud banging and crying at times.
Sometimes it's on a Thursday.
And just yelling.
Could be on a Monday.
At walls. Like, for you.
Yeah.
For your wife. For the kids. I think we should stop being a Falcons fan.
Look, man, I'll consider it.
Yeah.
You know?
You really should. I mean, I have a petition here your kids sign.
If there's an X on there, then I'll know it's Lincoln.
So, what team would you choose?
It's just a fist.
If you had to choose a new team, who would it be?
Fist. Double fist. I wouldn't. I don't know.
Oh, come on. There's got to be one team apart from the Falcons that you look forward to watching on a weekly basis.
I love Lamar.
Well, you can't pick a good team, Anthony. You got to pick an up-and-coming
Let's be
team.
honest,
you
you're a
said any
Falcons
team.
fan. You can't upgrade to a Rolls Royce right away.
Come on, man.
Find yourself a nice Chevy, okay?
I wouldn't do it until they release Cousins, but the Raiders, you know?
Okay.
I always like the Raiders, silver and black.
Get behind that.
Yeah.
All right.
But other than that, I don't.
What about the Niners?
No,
they're kind
absolutely
of in the,
not.
No, okay.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Well, I'm trying to make the San Francisco
What about the
tie.
Patriots?
No.
What about the
Take you.
Bears?
28-3. No on Bears. No. Yeah.
With the Lions. With Detroit, we get that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But I feel like then I'm cheating because the Lions are.
Kind of on the downswing.
And they kicked you off the bandwagon 2 years ago.
You kicked me off the bandwagon. No, I'm going to stick with my crap team. My family just has to deal with it. What's trending is next on 101 ESPN.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Jamie Rivers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Guys, we had a lot of people texting in earlier about this, but I wanted to bring it up. This is something that came out last night, but Mason Wynn, after getting the walk-off hit, the walk-off bloop, he was involved in a single car crash accident last night on Highway 40 due to wet pavement. He was alone. He was attended by local Cardinal security and medical staff, and he is okay. But I just wanted to bring that up maybe for those that did not know that.
Yeah, so the Cardinals released a statement that said, we're grateful that he's okay and thank the first responders in our community who helped Mason tonight. Doesn't seem like there was anything going on here, any foul play or anything like that. Just sounds like ran off the road, and again, hope it sounds like he's okay, and that's going to be the end of it. Yeah. So moving on, nothing to see here. Yep. Unless there's any other details that come out, but we're not
seen any
anticipating
details.
it.
He thanked all the first responders, all the people, all the staff, and whatever. I mean, to me, it was I saw a picture of the crash. I told you guys this in the office, and where you come onto 6440, that one ramp, it can be very slick.
Yeah, raining
when it's raining. To me, it looks like maybe driver error.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean he was being reckless. It just something happened, and look, it was like 200 yards from the stadium. You can see the stadium in the background of the picture, so it's not like.
Yeah. With
the details that I've seen, I don't think anything else will come of it.
There you go. Well said.
We're glad that he's okay, though.
Absolutely.
This is something that we did not bring up, but Davante Adams, there was rumors about him being traded from Los Angeles to wherever, right? And it does not look like that is going to be the case. Sean McVay on possibly moving Adams in a trade. And, quote, if we felt like it was best for our team, we would have done that. So they're not doing that. However, there is other news about a certain Rams wide receiver, and that's Puka Nacua has checked into rehab. According to his attorney, Levi McCathern, they told the California Post yesterday. Just thoughts on that. If you've seen that, what does that mean for the Rams moving forward? What do you think about this whole situation?
Well, it sounds like from a football, let's just start with the football standpoint, and then we'll get into like the human aspect of it. From a football standpoint, it sounds like he's going to complete his treatment, whatever that treatment may be, and then report to, be in time for OTAs. So from a football standpoint, it sounds like there's nothing to see here. From a human standpoint, I don't know what Puka Nacua is going through. I don't know what he's dealing with. I will say this, whether it is something related to addiction and he realized it, or a friend or a family member got him to realize it, the first step in any sort of addiction would be to admit that you've got an issue and then that you need to take care of it. If you don't do that, you don't feel like you have an issue, then any sort of rehab will not work. So good on Puka Nacua. I don't know what the issues. I know he's been in the news cycles a lot.
He's kind of been all over the place here this offseason.
Not good. So for him to get the treatment he needs, I hope he does. Just like the Tiger Woods situation, we're all human beings. We're all affected with different things, and if any of us have an issue, I hope you get that. I hope you get the help that you need.
Yep. Well,
so that's all we can really say. I don't know what sort of health stuff he's dealing with. So, and anything would just be speculation, which is reckless.
Moving on to the Final Four, the Fab Five. Michigan's Fab Five will reunite on a Final Four alternate broadcast. Ooh. Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard, Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson will be part of an alternate broadcast on True TV and HBO Max when the Michigan Wolverines face off against Arizona in the semifinal. That will be on Saturday. Of course, whoever wins that will take on either UConn or Illinois. for the championship on Monday night. Real quick here, what do you thought? Your thoughts on this alternate broadcast, and just your initial thoughts on the Final Four, as we are only a few days away from the semifinal.
On the broadcast, I'm just wondering if Chris Webber will call for a TV timeout when they don't have any left.
Come on now.
I was waiting for that.
You toss it to break, but we don't have any commercials left. No?
Chris, we hit our inventory on the commercials. You can just go ahead and keep
There's no
going.
more commercials. Oh man.
We're going to stay right here on True DB.
My bad.
I always enjoy these alternate looks, especially for if you have the right people. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of former players and coaches that are sitting around BSing. But when they give you like intel inside, whether it's from a player's perspective or a coaching perspective, I always find it to be fascinating. But I always like it after the fact. When it comes to like the national championship in college football, ESPN has often run that, whatever they call it, the coach's view or the player's view or whatever.
Yeah, they have like a sideline alternate cast.
Yeah.
Like Pat McAfee is a part of that. And
I've
watched it before.
Some of the insights from the coaching is excellent, but during the game, I want to view the championship or the Super Bowl or whatever how it's supposed to be watched, just how I watched it all season long. But I do like going back and seeing some of the clips of what the guys talked about, because I do find that to be interesting.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun, especially to get their perspective on it, having been college athletes playing for one of the best teams ever assembled in college basketball history, and seeing now the current basketball.
Yep.
It'd be interesting to hear what they think of some of the systems that they run, or how many three-pointers they shoot compared to the way they played when they were in college. I think there's some fun there.
I do too.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah. All right. Marshy?
Just real quick, I wanted to ask you, have you watched the all 22 view on the Amazon Prime games on Thursday Night Football? Have you ever watched a game like that?
I haven't. I've watched all 22, yes, but not from Amazon Prime. I have the NFL Plus subscription, which does include it. Usually they post it like Mondays or Tuesdays.
I've watched it a few times. I kind of enjoy it.
It's
a different
interesting.
look. It's a different look. It reminds me of playing Madden.
Well, you see how it's like the plays are drawn up, and yeah, especially from the Madden view, we'll call it.
Yeah.
You'll definitely see where the running back, the lane was supposed to be, if there was a blocking issue, and then of course if you get the all 22 where it's kind of the skyline view where you can see both sides, you can see what coverage is and what routes we're supposed to be running. It's really neat. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We've got Chris Kerber in 15 minutes. We are going to talk about the Cardinals coming up, though, specifically JJ Wetherholt. Will he be next in line for a long-term deal? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
I'm happy by the way they're playing, buddies. They're playing baseball. They're not playing that stupid analytical crap that Mo kept having them play.
There you go. Janet chiming back in after we asked, well, does she like the fact that they're playing a certain style, or it's just because they're winning? Janet just chimed in. She says, I like it's the way they're playing, buddies.
So not just because they're winning.
Not just because they're winning. It's the way they're playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like that.
She said they did away with the analytical crap that Mo was having them use.
Yeah.
Back to old school baseball.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta get my glasses.
Jamie will be back with us here in a second. So one of the, I wouldn't even call it I guess it's a trend. It's certainly not a new trend because it's not like teams haven't been paying guys well before that, either whether they come up or well before they hit even arbitration. This has been something that baseball has done, but we've seen it again recently. Could JJ Wetherholt be next in line for a long-term deal?
That is so anti-Cardinals. You better watch your mouth.
Is it though?
Yeah.
They gave Colton Wong a deal well before he was expected to.
His first ever year?
Not first ever, no.
That's what I'm saying. Who was the last Cardinal in their first ever year?
I don't think anybody.
So there's not really a precedent there.
So it's not going to happen.
I don't think it happens. I do think it would be premature. We're 6 games into the season, and we're talking extension to a player who's never played.
Yeah,
162 games.
It's all about getting ahead of it, though, right?
Yeah, but I think you can still get ahead of it in the off season. Like if you're looking back at his body of work after 162 games, and you go, there is no doubt in my mind that JJ Wetherholt is a Cardinal for the next 6 to 8 years.
Sure.
Then you approach his agent and you say, listen, we can do the drag it along where we just give him his qualifier. Then we go to ARB, until we get to where we want to be, to where he's forced at that point to either sign with us or be an unrestricted free agent. We can do that, or we can make life easy. And we can give you a 6, 7, 8-year deal right now. You're probably going to miss out on some money on the back end.
Right.
But on the front end, you're probably going to make more, because if we drag our feet, you won't make nearly as much doing it that way.
Yeah.
So it'll kind of even itself out. And then you don't have to worry about anything.
Well, something has happened in baseball here. The skipped steps era in baseball is officially here. So the old school thinking was A-ball, AA, AAA, major leagues, right? Each step you complete, there are exceptions that might skip AA or even skip AAA, but ultimately that was always kind of the path. Pay your dues, get your reps. New baseball line of thinking is really, if you can handle it, you're going to go now. JJ Wetherholt, basically fast track to the MLB. McConaughey skipped AAA entirely, and now Connor Griffin is going to debut before he even turns 20. So he's the latest now, as the Pirates called him up last night. I think what has happened here, there's a shift in Major League Baseball when it comes to the minor leagues. The system shrank. Don't forget, the draft was 50 rounds. Now it's 20 rounds, and the affiliates have been reduced. So the minor leagues have become more cutthroat now. Roster spots have been capped. It's right around 165 players. So there's less room to figure it out. So if you're great, you fly. If you struggle early, you might be gone. There's more pressure now. And to Janet's point about the analytics, there's a lot of data now, and data has killed the old eye test. So teams are no longer wanting the batting average, they don't care. They're looking first when it comes to your velo, and then we'll go from there. They're going to look at bat speed. They're going to look at exit velocity. They're going to look at plate discipline. They're going to look at swing decisions, all that. So I think, again, Major League Baseball has become more cutthroat. And then when you factor in the money aspect of it all, they're going to pay you banking on that you're going to work out. And then when you hit the open market in 7-8 years, if you outgrew our number, go for it. We're going to lose you, but we probably paid for your prime. And then we're going to let you go, and you can get another bite of the apple, but somebody else is going to have to pay for, perhaps some of your worst years. That's the new line of thinking in Major League Baseball.
I wonder if the Cardinals are hesitant to do something like this because of all the hype that we've seen from some of the bigger named players coming out of the minor league system. Jordan Walker comes to mind, and he hasn't really been the player that we had hoped he'd be. Not saying that JJ Wetherholt, won't live up to his ceiling. I'm not saying that at all. But I wonder if there is some hesitation there. You mentioned, we haven't seen anybody receive a contract like so early. I did look it up. Paul DeYoung, after the 2017 season, which he had a fine 2017 campaign, which was his rookie year. He had 25 home runs, 65 ribbies, and then got a contract from 2018 to 2025. That's 6-year deal, pre-arbitration extension.
Yep.
Of course, that didn't last the entire time. But maybe there's some hesitation because of maybe what they did with him. And it's not like he was breaking the bank by any means.
Right. That deal was...
Right, but that
wasn't bad.
That is something where they did give him an extension, and he did not see that all the way through.
Yeah, I think to Jamie's point, they have been snake bit a couple of times, whether it was the DeYoung or like the international market. They gave, I think, Aledmus Diaz like $10 million, and they're like, oh, yeah, it didn't work out, so we'll never do that again. The Cardinals will have to get a little more aggressive when it comes to taking risk, whether it's a young player like JJ Wetherholt, signing him to a long-term deal and banking on you are the real deal, or when it comes to the international market. The Cardinals infamously passed on Luis Robert because they're like, we haven't seen him play. Signed with the White Sox when it was reportedly down to the White Sox and the Cardinals balked at the asking price, and he goes to the White Sox instead. I don't know if you would say that it worked out for the White Sox. Certainly didn't from a team standpoint, outside of the 1 year they went to the playoffs under Tony. But
and also maybe they just want to see where the money is, right? They don't want to give out contracts. We don't know if baseball will be played next year. We have no idea. We don't know what the CBA will look like. We just have no idea. And maybe they want to have a ton of money to go spend on a free agent, and you take advantage of JJ Wetherholt being on a low, he's not making a ton of money in comparison to other players. Maybe that's what they want to do. Maybe that's their strategy to winning.
Maybe.
I don't know. Would you give him a contract right now?
No.
Absolutely.
Not right now.
You want it?
Nope.
Give him a deal.
It'd be an off-season move for me. I want to see what it looks like after a full season.
Okay.
See what his body feels like, see if there's wear and tear, see if he's got any injuries, anything pops up that I don't like.
I like that answer better. Yeah, off season. I was really asking, was it going to be like an early pre-arbitration deal? I didn't mean like right this second.
Oh, I thought you meant like
right
now.
I like Jamie's answer.
Thank you.
But there's a lot of. I mean, look at what was the deal that the last player got? It's like 90-something million. The couple of days, like a couple of weeks ago, who signed?
It was a few days ago.
What was do you remember what the deal was?
So the Mariners' young stud Colt Emerson, he signed a $95 million extension.
$95 million
Before he even debuted.
In today's baseball, I know he hasn't done anything. 95 is nothing. I mean, what did Holiday sign for? Now, granted, that was a while ago, but I don't think Holiday made more than $100 million.
I mean, Jackson Churio signed an 8-year, $82 million deal.
Right.
He's a stud.
That's the payoff. And the two Braves deals are even better for Atlanta. Ozzie Albies signed for nothing. So that's the payoff there. You get somebody who actually pans out, and instead of paying $150, $200 million for their prime, or for the end of their prime, you're getting that sort of money now, and you're extending. You're getting out of the arbitration years.
We got a text from 314. What if they gave Walker one after his first week?
Chris Kerber joins us next. We'll talk to him about Blues' loss last night to the Kings here on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Curbs was scheduled to join us, but he might be tied up right now. I don't know if it's, I don't mean tied up like literally tied up, Jamie. Yeah. I mean, if he is, then let's make sure we find him and help him.
Where's Joey? Joey, help him.
Figuratively, not literally tied up. Yeah.
You got to be careful.
Yeah. You do. You absolutely do. Yeah. Jamie, you had mentioned the lack of offense last night, and a lack of offense certainly was a key to the Blues losing last night. But when it comes to the offense overall, where are you? Especially as we look forward here.
Well, never mind where am I. Where's the offense?
Yeah.
That's probably a better question. Dug up a few things here on the interwebs that Blues are currently averaging 2.64 goals per game, which would have them ranked 9th worst in team history. So we talked about that period of time throughout the season where they were only scoring like 2 goals a game. Not good enough. And you're seeing now that it really has been that way all season. They've had some period of, like, some pockets of scoring more goals, but overall the average is 2.64.
It's not great.
8 games remaining, so who knows how much that changes, whether it goes up or down. I can't see it drastically changing unless they put up 15 goals a game, which I don't think will happen. So, along with that, though, we have talked all year about this has just been a down year for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Not just one guy, almost every player. So last year, Jordan Kyrou had 36 goals, 17 so far this year. Holloway, 26, 17 so far this year. Jake Neighbors had 22, 14. Thomas had 21, only 17. Booch had 20, only 17. Then the big ones. Parayko had 16 goals last year. He's got 1. Fowler had 9. He's got 3. So when you start doing the math, that's just the goals scored. I dove a little deeper and grabbed some stats here. Stats and facts, Anthony.
That's what we're about.
And last year, Robert Thomas had 81 points in 70 games. That's over a point per game ratio. This year, he's got 56 games played, 50 points. That's under a point per game. Pavel Buchnevich, I mean, it's not. He's got 44 points this year. He had 57 last year, so a little bit of a drop-off. 8 games left, though, so we do have a little bit of a cushion here. But the bottom line is you're looking at everybody is having a down year statistically. I mean, Jimmy Snuggerud, we don't have information because last year only played a handful of games at the end of the season, but so far this year he's got 39 points in 62 games. I'm okay with that. That's kind of what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a 20-goal season from him. He's got 3 goals to go, and he's got 8 games left. I think he gets there. But overall, the offense has just not been there all season for the Blues. Their power play, it's a good way to create offense, except if you're the Blues power play.
Right.
Right now, they're 17.3%, 29th in the NHL. Overall goals, 195 goals. Puts them at 28th in the NHL.
Not great.
Not great. So now the reason they've been winning games post-Olympics is their 2 goalies are the 2 best goalies in the NHL pretty much since the Olympic break. Joel Hofer's number 1. I think Binnington's like 3rd. That's why you're winning games, is because your defensive play and your goaltending have been spectacular. So how do the Blues change that? Mindset, for one thing. You saw them score more goals for a little period of time with more bodies to the net, getting bodies to them. But too many times this year, game after game after game, all of the action was coming from outside the dots. The pucks from outside the dots. Nobody in front. Not shooting the puck enough. Remember when that was a thing? We're only getting 18, 19, 20 shots in a game with only like 30 attempts. Now you need to have like 55, 60 attempts on net. You got to force pucks to the net. They're not doing that enough. So one of the biggest things this year, when you look back and you try to figure out what happened, was early in the season, goaltending was not there, offense was not there. As the season went on, your offense really hasn't ever introduced itself to the season. Your goaltending and your defensive play got better. And that's why you were able to put together this little stretch of games here at the end. But even in the last couple of games, what's hurt them? Not scoring goals.
Yeah.
And they're not playing against defensive juggernauts either. The Kings play a solid defensive game. I'll give them that. But the Sharks, not a defensive juggernaut team.
Right.
Not generating enough. And you've had your opportunities on the power play. I think they had, 3 or 4 power plays last night? Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Yeah. In a 2-1 loss.
Yeah, in a 2-1 loss. And so that to me is the big thing when you look at that is just definitely, that power play stuff.
Well, Jamie, I think the one thing that you mentioned too, I think this bears repeating. Blues have 5 players for 17 goals.
Yep.
Unless one of them scores at least 3 goals over final 8 games, this will mark the first time in franchise history they don't have a 20-goal scorer over a full season.
Yeah.
That really stands out. And it's not as if you traded Braden Shen and you traded Justin Falk, but it's not like we went into
those guys are going to have trouble getting to 20 goals.
Exactly. So it's not like you traded away a 20-goal scorer.
People are going to scream Zach Bolduc, but how's he been in Montreal? Montreal's putting up a lot of goals, by the way.
Yeah,
just not Zach.
No. So the fact that they won't have a 20-goal scorer, most likely they won't have a 20-goal scorer for the first time in franchise history. That tells you all you need to know. And really, when you look back at the start of the season till now. Yeah, Joel Hofer did not start the season out well, but really it was only that first month. Yes, some of the defensive miscues have led to where the Blues are currently at. But this is the theme. Everything you broke down. Kyrou, less than half the goals, like you mentioned. Holloway, just over half the goals that he scored a year ago. Neighbors, 22-14 is still a significant drop off. Thomas, a pretty steep drop-off. Buchnevich, not as much, but Parayko's
a big one.
16 goals a year ago, like you mentioned, only 1 this season. Do you have to consider that's a bit of a fluke too?
Well,
in Summer, 16 to 1
the year before, I believe. So, I think Colton Parayko is a 7 to 10 goal scorer from the blue line, but to just get 1, it's not great. It's not great.
It's eye-opening looking at the numbers.
And when we talk about, for someone who wants to bring up Zach Bolduc right now, Montreal Canadiens are 5th in the NHL in total goals scored, and Zach Bolduc is not a huge part of that. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he would have, on this team that's 28th, let's say, well, he's not going to really make a substantial difference.
Let's say that Bolduc has 20. Does that mean that all these other guys are closer to what they did a year ago too?
Yeah, no, I don't.
It's a team-wide problem. Is there something else? Is there something system-wise that has led to this? Because
I don't know about system-wise. I think from a strategy standpoint, is you have to get bodies to the net. That's just the bottom line. The teams that win hockey games, and certainly that win in the playoffs, they have bodies at the net. They put pucks and bodies to the net. And the Blues just have not. It's not that they're not willing to do it. I can't say that because I can't sit here and assume I know what they're thinking or what they're not thinking. They just haven't done it. Mm-hmm. So whether you can or can't do it, or whether you're willing or not willing to do it, that I don't know. But you're not doing it. And to me, that's the biggest thing. And the missed shots last night, huge amount of missed shots. Hit the friggin' net. Mm-hmm. Hit the net. And hope for a rebound, a deflection, like whatever it is. So to me, it's a mindset more than a systems thing.
Sure.
It's just knowing that when we get across the blue line, one of us has to get to the front of the net. Mm-hmm. We'll do whatever the hell it takes to get to the front of the net. And the other guy, shoot the damn puck. Please. Because if I'm going to do this work to get there, you got to reward the effort.
Yeah. Fire it. Yeah. All right. Chris Kerber will join us at 3:45. So that means we have Prove Me Wrong next. So if you have a Prove Me Wrong statement, something that you want to send in, and then have Jamie or I have to argue to prove wrong in front of the judge, which is Andrew Marsh, text that statement into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Prove Me Wrong next. You know, we haven't chatted with our guy Stewie in a little bit here, at least on the radios. But when it comes to Stewie, Jamie, we know that if he doesn't answer, he's helping a 101 ESPN listener who's about to become a client. Because when it comes to Stewie, he's on top of his stuff, man. He is an expert in his fields. It's nice knowing that whenever, you know, Kristen and I love our home. If we ever were to move, though, we're in great hands with Stewie when it comes to the home loan. You can certainly speak to that because I know over the last couple of years, you purchased your now dream home.
Yes.
And the process, despite having 687 jobs, was rather simple because you went with Stewie.
Yeah, and that's the funny part there is having so many jobs and owning businesses, it can be very difficult. The loan people don't want to give you money unless they're sure that you actually have these jobs and everything, all the boxes are checked. Stewie made sure to go through and look at everything from the finances to the different businesses and provide all the right information. And it was super easy. All I had to do is get him the information, which was not hard at all. He put it together, brought a nice little packet to me, to my home, actually. And had the little sign here things. So I signed on the dotted line. We were done. Next thing I knew, we were at the closing table.
There you go.
It was so easy. But you don't get that kind of treatment without calling him. Give him a call. His personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Yeah, got to call him. Don't procrastinate. Tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. He loves knowing that 101 ESPN listeners are giving him a call. If you can't remember that number,
you can always Google the Mega Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Blues lose in overtime last night to the LA Kings by a final score of 2-1. They'll take on the Ducks tomorrow. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. We will talk with Chris Kerber at 3:45. But coming up next, we have Prove Me Wrong. So send us a Prove Me Wrong statement. It could be about the Blues. It could be about the Cardinals, as the Cardinals have the day off. They'll take on Detroit tomorrow with Michael McGreevy going up against Framber Valdez. 12:10 first pitch for that one. But text into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We will play Prove Me Wrong next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
All right, time for Prove Me Wrong here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. This is where you can send in a statement that you want either Jamie or I, law firm of Rivers and Stalter, to have to argue to prove in the eyes of the judge, Andrew Marsh, the honorable judge, Andrew Marsh. Love your hat, by the way.
Yeah, the hat's great. The green's a nice touch.
Thank you.
Really brings your
Jamie.
eyes out.
Oh, my eyes are blue.
Yeah, but it really brings them out.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Ready.
All right. Off to a hot start from the 314. Prove me wrong. The NHL goes to a 3-2-1 point system in the next 2 years.
No way they're going to do that. I mean, that would mean they're caving into the European way of counting points in the standings.
We don't like that.
Wouldn't see that happening. By the way, the European League's been doing it for decades. If the NHL was going to do it, wouldn't they have done it a long time ago? They're not doing that. They're not going to 3-2-1. Gary Bettman's not changing the playoff format. Gary Bettman's not changing anything because Gary Bettman is convinced that right now the game is in a healthy spot. And he's eyeballing 2 more teams to come in on it via expansion. It will be in the billions of dollars.
Yeah, you said millions?
Yeah, billions with a B, Bob. Just like that. So why would he change things when you have 2 new teams about to come in? All this revenue. You're not going to change too much. The only thing they've tweaked in the last couple of years was this playoff salary cap. And we'll see how that works out. But that's it. After years of that being flawed, too. So no chance they're going 3-2-1. I think Gary thinks it'll add a layer of confusion to the modern or to the casual fan. So, yeah, I just don't see it happening.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what they need to change. They need to change this playoff format, and they need to do it yesterday.
Hear what Gary said?
What did he say?
He said, blank you, Marshy.
Did he?
Whoa, did he?
He did. He was at the governor's meetings down in Florida.
And he said,
"Hey,
blank
I just
you,
want to take
Marshy?"
a minute to say blank you, Marshy. Nobody really knows what's going on, but I did. And so did Army. Army was there. Army knows who Marshy is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Me and Marshy used to work for the Blues, and him and Army used to have coffee together.
Yep.
So you have heard of me.
So you have heard of me. Yeah.
Were you going to say something else, Anthony?
Nah, I was going to add the whole coffee thing, but you hit the right tone with that joke.
Okay.
So no going back.
I appreciate that one, Anthony. All right, from the 314, prove me wrong. This young Cardinals team is going to put more fans in the seats.
Well, they won't if they don't continue to win. Because that's the thing, gentlemen. We can talk about the fan engagement all we want. You can add the Nickelodeon script to the jumbo screen, and you can, have the fan experience with different bobblehead nights and things like that. But you know what? You know what we care about? We care about dubs. So far, you got four more dubs than you have losses. Actually, 2 more dubs than you have losses. But
Stats and facts, man.
I correct myself. I call myself.
Okay. All right, no, continue. Let's just act like that didn't
The court
happen.
stenographer corrected it, too. It's fine.
Yeah, thank you. But it's all about winning. So unless the Cardinals are going to have a winning season, then it's not going to bring more fans to the stands. It might mean more TV watchers, but that's different than actually going through the turnstiles and paying your money for the beer, for the sodas, standing in line. Wait till they stand in line for too long.
I had to do that, yeah.
The concession stands might still be an issue, Judge. You know that. You know that from personal records.
Yeah.
Personal experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed a full inning on Sunday.
Thank you.
Well said, Anthony.
Judge, I appreciate you you correcting. You give me the second shot there.
Well, apparently there's no people walking downtown either, according to some. There's nobody downtown.
Really not a lot of people.
No.
Just not. Sorry, man. Sorry.
All right. This next one comes from Slinger, like Sunday morning. Okay, prove
You guys
me
like
wrong.
slingers?
I do. Yeah, they're really good.
They are. I like those too.
Give me that.
Yeah, eggs, potatoes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's good.
It's very good.
You have this face where you're
I
giving
thought
the
there was
impression.
more to it.
No.
I thought there's more to it.
Okay.
I was waiting for something more.
No,
Okay.
I do. I like.
I was expecting more from Anthony.
Okay.
I like a
the face
a good
that you
breakfast
had
slinger.
Yeah.
made me think that you didn't know what a slinger was.
No, I was expecting something.
You were expecting, okay,
Yeah.
something
Something.
And now he's making a face.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
going to move on.
Sorry, Judge.
There will be no face making in my courtroom. All right, prove me wrong. It's better for the young players' development that the Blues don't make the playoffs rather than believing they can just turn it on in March. This way, they realize they need a strong start.
Well, most of the young players really have only been a factor since the trade deadline. So, therefore, making the playoffs would be way more of an advantage for the young players rather than thinking they can just turn it on. I don't know who those players would be. Holloway was hurt for most of the season. He came back. He's played very well. Snuggerud was hurt, came back, played very well. Dvorsky really only started being a part of it, again, following the Olympics. And the rest, Stenberg got called up after the deadline. Berggren got picked up. So all these younger guys, it's not like they didn't play hard and then they just turned it on at the end. No, they're just in the lineup and they're playing hard. So for those group of players, it would be a massive advantage to play in the playoffs.
Well said, Jamie. Well said.
Thank you.
They do need a better start, though.
Yes.
But that wasn't,
Right.
A lot of those guys weren't here.
That's
on
correct.
that day.
That's correct. And they wouldn't be here if the Blues had a stronger start, if we're being honest.
Probably
They
correct.
probably wouldn't be
Judge,
here.
Judge, great point.
All right, from the 469, prove me wrong. Mizzou basketball has to send someone to Europe and find a big man. Everyone left in the tournament seems to have one. Prove me wrong.
Well, one of the elite three-point shooting teams is Michigan, and they're still left in the tournament. So I think the three-pointer, the tray as the kids like to call it, Jamie, still a big factor. If you run up against a team that's got a bunch of bigs and you can shoot from the perimeter, winds up still being an issue, which is what Michigan ran into throughout the course of the regular season. Opponents couldn't really match up against them, and they wound up having a bunch of open look threes. So it still depends on, the entirety of the tournament and whether or not you're going to be run up against a bunch of teams that have a bunch of bigs. But you could still win it in a multitude of ways, including getting your perimeter offense going.
And if I might add, Judge, why do you have to go to Europe? I see a lot of big kids in the United States, a lot of kids in Canada, big kids. Like, there's bigs out there. You just got to find them and bring them to Mizzou.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to, I don't know.
Good job, Jamie.
I don't know. I think the three-point shooting has ruined the game of basketball. And the European players that are being brought over have, they've done a great job. I mean, look at the NBA and all the MVPs as of recently.
Yeah, but Judge, just to clarify some things here, if I may, of course, is it's not necessarily a legality or a fact per se that three-pointers have ruined the game. That's solely your opinion.
It is my opinion. It's my court.
It is your court, but we've talked about this in chambers, of course, where you specifically said, I don't want speculation. I don't want opinion. If you can't bring me facts, you're going to lose your case. And in this particular occasion, Judge, maybe you had a little misstep. Maybe it's your personal belief or your opinion, as I said earlier, that the three-pointers have ruined the game. Steph Curry would disagree with you. That's his opinion on it. So just to make sure we stick to the game plan, Your Honor.
Well said, Jamie.
All right, the next one. Let's do one more. From Ladue Lawn Boy, the Cardinals starting rotation will fizzle out by June and be a dumpster fire the second half of the year. Prove me wrong.
What are you talking about, Anthony? Go ahead, tell him.
With all due respect, and I mean with all due respect, you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, wow.
And again, I remember.
He was going there.
Remember, I did say with all due respect.
You did. That's right. Doesn't count then.
His starting rotation and the pitching staff as a whole, Carey, just won you the Mets series.
I feel dirty now.
Yeah, so do I.
Well, Jamie. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll take it today.
Yeah,
That's
no.
fine.
The Mets series, right? You don't win that series without what, Jamie? Stellar pitching, of course. Starting rotation was excellent. Bullpen had a bounce back, right? Judge Matthew Liberatore, already in 2 starts, he had one decent start, one okay start to one Very sharp, very efficient outing. Do we really think that Dustin May, after what we saw in spring training, remember we're all hot and bothered by him. We really think that Dustin May is going to be that bad? As bad as he was on Sunday? No way in hell.
Hope not.
Kyle Leahy, 1 strikeout with that swing and miss ability? No, Judge, I'm sorry. This starting rotation will be intact. This pitching staff as a whole, Anthony. Will be just fine.
And, I just have to call out something that's pretty obvious. Those young arms. It's not like you got a bunch of old guys in the rotation.
No, sir.
We talk about the whole build them up till they get built up and they're old and the arms can't hold up anymore.
We've seen it.
We've seen it. These young guys, they're going to control the pitch count. They're going to be okay with the innings. And these young arms are going to be able to push right through that barrier.
Absolutely.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice job.
Good job, Anthony.
Yeah, you too.
I know where we were going on that.
It was a combo platter. It was
great,
good.
yeah.
That was kind of a makeup for the last one. And,
Okay.
and there's like makeup calls in hockey.
Yeah. It was a makeup. We just got somebody out of jail that probably should be in there, basically, is what Judge is saying.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine. He'll be fine.
I'm sure he'll be a better guy today.
Absolutely. Yeah. Second chance opportunity. All right. We're going to talk to Chris Kerber next. We'll talk to him about the Blues. Maybe we'll dive into what we just talked about, too, with the lack of offense and things that he's seeing or not seeing, like goals. Chris Kerber next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, look, spring is here. You know summer's coming. And with summer coming, you know exactly what's with it, the heat. That's why you want to make sure that air conditioner is ready for the summer. And look, the folks at Classic Air Care are there. When we tell you that they got a 4.8 Google rating, it's for a reason. They care about customer service. They demand that their employees take care of the customer, that they deliver the kind of service that they would want in their own home, and they come through for. They treat their employees the right way, which is why they, in turn, make sure that they are treating the customers the right way. Now, look, the first thing you can do, make sure that air filter is changed on a regular basis. That's your spring tip from Classic Air Care. But the next thing you can do is call them up or get online at classicaircare.com. Set up a $79 maintenance check. Folks, if that unit in your house goes down and there's a catastrophic problem and it breaks down, you need a new one, you're looking at thousands of dollars. It's worth having them come out, no different than an oil change in your car. Have them do a maintenance check. Make sure everything is running properly, blowing properly, everything is going well. It's not the end-all and be-all. It's not the catch-all. But it is the best thing that you can do to make sure that your unit is running in a top efficient state as possible and helping avoid catastrophic problems if other minor things are there that could have been preventative. So it's a preventative step to make sure you're saving money in the end. It's Classic Air Care, and they will be there for you. Log online at classicaircare.com. They've been making people comfortable since 1926.
Everything St. Louis Blues as we head into the Blues booth on 101 ESPN. Presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. Find your perfect new floor at boardwalkhardwood.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by the play-by-play man of your St. Louis Blues on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN. It's Chris Kerber. What's up, Kerbs?
Anthony, I'm good. How are you today?
Doing all right. Last night, certainly disappointing from an offensive standpoint. Your main takeaway following the 2-1 loss to the Kings?
Well, listen, disappointing in the sense that you didn't win it. They had a lot of missed shots. They had a lot of block shots. There was a lot that happened, in that game. For the most part, I thought there was some pretty good effort, from this hockey team. And I think you just got to remember where you're at right now, and that is a team that's in transition, a team that's giving youth a lot of opportunities that maybe even just a few short weeks ago they didn't have. And look, you came out on this road trip with a chance that if you beat San Jose and you beat Los Angeles, you'd be in the wild card spot. But you didn't have any room for error if you didn't. And in this case, they only pick up one out of a possible 4 points. They've made the rest of the task very, very difficult from a playoff standpoint. But I don't think that these last two games, except for maybe the first part of the San Jose game, have really been all that disappointing. I think it's I think, and I know people maybe I'm choosing to look at it like a glass is half full kind of thing, but I've seen a lot of positive from young guys that, frankly, if you were in a playoff spot, probably wouldn't even be in the lineup right now.
Curbs, one of the things that has been an issue for the Blues this season is frankly, is goal scoring. We were talking about it earlier on the show. I did a little digging through some numbers, and it's not great. Almost every single player has got a drop in goals provided this year. Some, obviously, the gap is bigger than others. But, when you're watching the games, you call every game, what are you seeing that the Blues might be able to do offensively that could add some things for next season and even beyond? Because a lot of this core is going to be the same over the next handful of years.
Jamie, I don't know that I'm smart enough to sit here and break down a system for you, right? I'm going to rely on you that's been in the locker room and sitting in all those meetings. But two things. Number one, your power play is going to have to be better. I mean, the power play ranking 28th in the National Hockey League. We would see guys with a lot more numbers if you're talking about having an extra 10 or 15 power play points. The second part of that, there is something systematic about what the Blues are doing. They're getting the puck in. Either they're turning it over at the blue lines, the forecheck isn't consistent enough, or things along those kind of lines. And, I think we've seen a better trend, although not a full swing yet, but I think we've seen a better trend here in the, since the trade deadline with the way the team's been playing in the month of March. I also think, too, at some point, you need offensive players. You need guys like Jimmy Snuggerud to do what he's going to do. You need Justin Carbonell coming in. You're going to need a Dalibor Dvorsky to find his way into points and things. And for those young guys, that's still going to take some time. But then the last thing and the bottom line is, I think guys like Robert Thomas, guys like, like Pavel Buchnevich, maybe their offense is way below where you expect it to be, and I understand that. But they're still finding ways to impact the game. There's other guys, where, Jordan Kyrou, where if the offense isn't going to be there, there's got to be a different way to impact the game. And I don't think you've seen enough consistency in that area with the veteran guys as well. So, I think it's kind of an off-season reset for everything like that, because whatever the situation is, the Blues just haven't been able to corral it this year.
Chris Kerber joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Kerbs, you're around the team a lot. You talk to the players, you talk to the coaching staff. What are the current vibes right now, and how do they compare to where they were maybe before the Olympic break or at the start of the season?
Listen, I think, a real take on this, Anthony, is I think there was probably sometime kind of mid to late November, probably a 2-week period where you could feel like the Dauber was really down. Braden Shen grabbed the group, and said, this is not how we're going to be. We can't come to the rink, even if things aren't going great. We can't come to the rink just miserable like this. And honestly, whether it be on the playing, around practice, in the locker room afterwards, I honestly think there's been a real positive attitude around this team almost all season long, and that hasn't changed. I think that there's a bit of a shock factor and a frustrated factor when they watch two very good veteran players get traded. And I think there is a natural lull because of that, and playing a little bit angry because of that reality of that wake-up call. But aside from that, I honestly think that, there's still eagerness with these young guys to come in to learn, to play the system. And like I said, these last two games, the results weren't there. But, look, I think you've had good goaltending. The penalty kill is kind of bitchy here in these last two games after being 90%. And that's going into, since the month of March started. You have Jimmy Snuggerud that was the rookie of the month in the month of March. And I'm really encouraged with what I'm seeing from Lindstein, too. So there's a lot of great positives.
Kerbs, we know you're a busy man. We also know that you got to be prepared here for tomorrow's game in Anaheim. So we'll let you go. We appreciate you, and we'll check back with you next week.
Okay, guys. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Look, right now the team keep battling. They got two more tough ones on this road trip, and then to Colorado, and then we'll see what happens at home. But now you kind of start looking, can you stay close, or do you start looking draft pick? And that's where the focus starts to look, I think, from a fan standpoint.
Absolutely. No, we agree completely. Thanks, Kerbs.
All right, fellas. Have a good one.
You too. That's Chris Kerber here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Marsh, do we need a new Gauntlet contestant, or you got one lined up?
I have one lined up. Brendan will be our contestant.
Beautiful. All right. Brendan will take on one of us next in the Gauntlet here on 101 ESPN.
categories, one challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:02, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Brendan to play the Gauntlet. What's up, Brendan?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Not much. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for playing. Would you like to take on Andrew Marsh, Jamie, or me in round one?
I'm thinking Jamie.
All right, Jamie.
Let's go, baby.
Here we go.
Let's go.
So Jamie's going to head to the Cone of Silence.
Yep.
Right now, and Brendan,
Brendan, good luck, buddy.
Thanks, man.
All right, Brendan, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
All right, here we go. Wheel is spinning. Would you like to tell us what category you want?
Probably not hockey if I'm playing Jamie.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good one to avoid. And Marshy?
It's not hockey.
Good.
It is baseball.
Baseball has been very good to me. Brendan, how do you feel about baseball?
I'm going to give her a shot.
Okay. All right, you're going to get 4 baseball-related questions. Each one is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions are worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Ready.
Through his first 5 games, rookie outfielder Chase DeLauder has more home runs than 12 teams in the majors. Can you tell us the club for which Chase DeLauder plays for?
I'll need the options.
Cleveland Guardians, Cincinnati Reds, Colorado Rockies.
I will say the Guardians.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 2. Cardinals infielder Nolan Gorman hit his second homer of the season on Monday's 4-2 loss to the Mets. How many 20-homer seasons does Gorman have under his belt?
One. Final answer.
All right, Brendan, question 3. From 1971 to 1975, this Hall of Fame right-hander went 89-53 with a 2.63 ERA and 25 shutouts. Name him.
Options.
All right. Phil Niekro, Don Sutton, or Bob Feller?
Bob Feller.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 4. How many different MLB squads has Randy Arozarena suited up for? So how many teams has he played for?
Four. Final answer.
All right, let's bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Brendan, how you feeling?
Not good.
Okay. All right, Jamie, here we go. He looked up now. All right, Jamie's walking back in from the Cone of Silence. Ready to rock. Oh, he's got a little strut to him.
Yeah.
Got the chest
I feel
out.
like it's hockey today, so I'm feeling comfortable.
All right, Jamie, your category today is baseball.
Oh, maybe I want to walk back in a different way.
So, Jamie.
Oh, man.
Pack a lunch.
Here we go.
Okay.
Question 1.
Yeah.
Through his first 5 games, rookie outfielder Chase DeLauder has more home runs than 12 teams in the majors. Can you tell us the club for which he plays for?
I can. That would be the Cleveland Guardians. Final answer.
Question number 2. Cardinals infielder Nolan Gorman has hit his second homer of the season in Monday's 4-2 loss to the Mets. How many 20-homer seasons does Gorman have under his belt?
Pointless to ask for the options because it's going to be, I'm already there in my head with the options. I think it's only one season. Yeah. I think old Big Boy's only hit 20 home runs one season. Final answer.
Question number 3. From 1971 to 1975, this Hall of Famer This Hall of Fame right-hander went 89 and 53 with a 2.63 ERA and 25 shutouts. Name him.
What?
From 1971 to 1975, this Hall of Fame right-hander went 89 and 53 with a 2.63 ERA and 25 shutouts.
Okay, narrow it down, please. Options.
Phil Niekro, Don Sutton, Bob Feller.
I'll go with Don Sutton. Final answer.
Question number 4. For how many different MLB squads has Randy Arozarena suited up for?
I think it's 3. Final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Question 1. Through his first 5 games, rookie outfielder Chase Stalter has more home runs than 12 teams in the majors. Can you tell us the club for which he plays for? Jamie said the Cleveland Guardians. Brendan said the Cleveland Guardians. Correct answer is...
It is the Cleveland Guardians.
But Jamie didn't need the options. There you have it. He had a nasty foul off his leg the other day, which caused him to exit said game.
Left the game.
Yes, he did.
I think he'll be okay, though.
I think so, too. Jamie, 2-1 right now over Brendan. Cardinals infielder Nolan Gorman hit his second homer of the season in Monday's 4-2 loss to the Mets. How many 20-homer seasons does Gorman have under his belt? Jamie said 1. Brendan said 1. Correct answer is...
It is 1.
Neither of you needed the options. Nice job, guys.
Nice job.
So Brendan has 3 points. Jamie has 4 points. From 1971 to 1975, this Hall of Fame right-hander went 89 and 53 with a 2.63 ERA and 25 shutouts. Name him. Brendan went with Bob Feller. Jamie went with Don Sutton. Other option was Phil Niekro.
Niekro was later.
Correct answer is
Don Sutton.
Jamie takes a 2-point lead. Yes. Comes down to this. Or does it?
Oh, I like this one.
How many different MLB squads has Randy Arozarena suited up for? Jamie said 3. Brendan said 4. If it's 4, we got a walk-off. If it's 3 or any other number, Jamie's going to win today. Brendan.
Yes.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
He was drafted by the Cardinals. He was traded to the Rays, who then traded him to the Mariners. 3 teams. Jamie was correct. Jamie got you today 7-3. Sorry, Brendan.
Good job, Jamie.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you playing, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah. See ya.
See you
Take
later,
care.
buddy. Have
Thanks
a
for
great
listening.
day.
See you, Brendan.
Nice job, Jamie.
Thanks,
well done,
man.
Well done. 7-3.
See, I don't mind those kind of baseball questions. They can fall into like
different eras.
Yeah, Phil Niekro. I think he was more of the '80s when he pitched because I remember watching him pitch. I wouldn't have remembered him in the early '70s. I wasn't born yet.
No, right.
So that one there narrowed it down for me. So that helped. Randy was pretty self-explanatory. Sorry, Brendan.
Gorman, I probably would have guessed 1 too.
I was going to have like 1 or 2, 1 or
Right.
2, 1 or 2.
And if you've watched baseball early enough in the season right now and just kind of have an all-encompassing, they're talking a lot of Chase Stalter.
In 1908, Anthony, this player went on to win 15 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, that was
From 1908 to 1930.
that was Pancake Williams. You know why they call him Pancake, right?
Because of his glove.
Exactly.
It was
Wouldn't-
flat.
Yeah, he wouldn't flip his glove up. Normally you're supposed to have the wall there. He would flip it up like a pancake, but it worked for him. Pancake Williams is the correct answer to that one. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We got hot take or hot garbage coming up. So if you want to text in a statement to the Air Comfort Service text line, that might be a hot take. Do so. 314-399-9646. Hot take, hot garbage. We'll play it next on 101 ESPN.
So many fun games to watch on a nightly basis, whether it's the run for the Stanley Cup playoffs or the NBA playoffs, or you're just checking out Major League Baseball. Why not download Circus Sports, the app, and get in on all the fun? Exactly. Get to the App Store or the Google Play Store. You got to scroll around there. Find the Circus Sports, the white logo. That one is for the state of Missouri. Click on that, create your account, and you are ready to go. You're feeling confident about a futures bet, maybe the future Stanley Cup champion, maybe the future NBA champion, maybe even a futures bet on that March Madness that's happening right now in college basketball. They've got great lines on the futures bets. They've also got the best odds of any app that is out there. Don't believe me? Compare. Download and compare. You will see that Circus Sports has everybody beat. And the one big thing is they celebrate their winners. They don't limit you. They don't cut you off. They don't suspend your play. No, they sit there and they celebrate it with you. That's because Circus Sports is by far the best app that's out there. So again, get online, download the app, check out circusports.com for more information on everything that is Circus Sports. Again, that's circusports.com. Problem with gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Boom! Hot take!
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. Time for Hot Take or Hot Garbage. 314-399-9646 is where you can send your statements in. Let's play Hot Take or Hot Garbage.
You ready to go, Anthony?
Yes, sir.
From the 618 Hot Take or Hot Garbage, Victor Scott II leads all of baseball this year in stolen bases.
Yeah, it's a hot take.
Victor Scott, you think he's going to lead all of baseball?
Hey, he's hitting 350 right now. This guy's getting on at an incredible pace.
You don't have to yell at me.
You don't think he can do it? Yes. Hot take.
I say hot garbage. Yep. I don't think he's going to get on base enough to steal. What? It's probably going to be another guy who runs really fast and gets on base at a better clip.
Okay. I disagree vehemently.
Well, good. I disagree, too.
Good.
Even more vehemently.
I don't appreciate your tone.
At least I wasn't yelling at you. That's how your problem is.
I've got a lot of them. Go ahead, Marsh.
Well, what does Marshy think?
Marshy.
Tiebreaker. Marshy's drunk right now with Cardinals love.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go, I think.
I ain't that drunk on Cardinals love. I don't think that he will lead Major League Baseball in stolen bases. Do I think he will steal a lot of bases? Yes. I don't know if he'll lead Major League Baseball in stolen bases.
Preach.
Doesn't mean he can't have a great year. Stealing those bags.
He could be second. Or
Could be
third.
second. That's still pretty
He just
good.
won't be first, Anthony.
You're asking a lot, Anthony.
No, man.
I love your enthusiasm for speed.
I'm not asking a lot.
Well, that's not really a surprise.
I'm showing how much I believe in Victor Scott.
Yeah, no, you're doing a hell of a job, Anthony.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, from the 636, hot take or hot garbage. Ranch dressing is totally overrated, and Thousand Island is the superior salad dressing.
Well, I'm not a big Thousand Island fan. I completely agree with that first part. Hot take. Not a big ranch guy.
That's a hot garbage. When's the last time you dipped your buffalo wings into Thousand Island?
But he's talking about salad.
I don't care, right? So he's talking about the salad dressing. He doesn't say it has to be on a salad. There's anywhere in that question to say, hot take, ranch dressing is better than Thousand Island on salad. No, it didn't say that.
Yeah,
So you
it
go
just
and
says
dip
superior salad
you go
dressing.
And dip your boneless in that Thousand Island there, fella. Enjoy that.
I said I didn't like Thousand Island.
But you said you hated ranch more.
Yeah.
So what are you, a blue cheese guy when you eat your wings?
No, I'm a barbecue sauce guy.
Okay, so there's
through and through.
Okay.
You can hook that in my veins.
Good for you.
I love barbecue
Hopefully
sauce.
it's bare knuckle barbecue sauce.
Well,
it's the best in the business.
Marsh, have you received your bare knuckle barbecue sauce? Because I have not.
I got a QR code, Anthony, that you can order your penalty box.
I thought I had an insider.
We're learning a lot today.
I don't even have it.
What?
No, I do. I don't have a garage full of it, though. Knowing you, the way you eat barbecue sauce and all that other stuff you do.
It's one time.
I like Caesar. I like Caesar salad. It's like the only salad that I'll eat.
I like Caesar salad.
Love Caesar salad.
Yeah.
I like a Caesar salad where the lettuce is cold and crispy.
Yeah.
I don't like that soggy ass salad. Sometimes you're like, nah, you know what?
Yeah.
I decline. Take it back.
Yep. One of the key ingredients in that dressing, though.
Anchovies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't love that.
Don't hate it. I don't want the anchovy on my salad. Like sometimes they drape this little thing on the top. I'm like,
Get that off my salad.
Don't need
I'll
that.
take it in the sauce or the dressing.
Yeah. Like I know you've already Trojan horsed it into the
Right.
dressing.
Right. This is basically salt.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But don't put the fish on my salad.
Right.
Please.
It's just salt, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like old school Italians will cook with the anchovy because it's like they'll use it in their dishes because it's basically salt. So,
is it a saltwater fish though?
I don't know.
I don't either.
That's a great question.
Anchovies?
Yeah.
I would have to assume they were I guess like a tertiary. Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
Don't even know what that word
Low-level-
is. Where's Bradford?
Yeah.
Low level character in SpongeBob. Those anchovies.
Okay.
They are funny. They walk upright.
That's the sea, is it not?
It's a pineapple under the sea. Yeah.
So those anchovies were in SpongeBob. So I would have to assume that they are.
If I knew how to spell anchovy, I would Google
I
it.
was just struggling. Google's like, you're still not close. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, there we go. Anchovy.
Anchovies are small, common foray fish and family.
But several will enter brackish water found in Maine waters. But what kind of Maine waters?
We'll enter
Black Sea, Mediterranean. I guess it's saltwater.
yeah, brackish water and some South American freshwater.
You said they're 4A fish?
It's
4A. We're looking for those
FORAGE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not 4A.
Like what in baseball?
Right.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right.
Anchovies are small saltwater forage fish.
Forage. Okay.
Forage.
I don't know if it was forage.
Yeah, it's close enough, Anthony.
Yeah. Forage.
You know.
Fish.
All right. That was an intriguing discussion. From the 307, hot take or hot garbage, Dylan Holloway should be the Blues captain.
That's hot garbage. Love the kid. He doesn't profile to be that guy yet. Doesn't mean he can't be. I mean, in my opinion, a guy like Dylan Holloway still trying to find his way into being, a veteran player in the NHL. It's only his second full season playing in the NHL. Let's let the kid develop a little bit here.
Yeah.
He's kind of a quiet personality. Just doesn't profile yet to be that guy.
I agree with Jamie.
From the 314, hot take or hot garbage, Lars Nootbaar will not be a Cardinal after the trade deadline.
Who's that?
Lars Nootbaar.
No, I got to call hot garbage on that because who's going to take him?
Oh, wow. I think Chaim will find somewhere for him.
If he's healthy.
If he's healthy, then let me ask you this. Let's go. So what'd you say about hot garbage?
I called it hot garbage, yeah.
Okay. I'll go with hot garbage, too. But let's just say this. Newt is healthy, and he's playing very well. He's playing to his potential.
Then, yeah, trade him.
But do you trade him? Okay.
Depends on where this team's at, gentlemen. Could be a playoff team. They are 4-2 right now.
They are. But wait till Joshua Baez comes up in the second half.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right, from the 314, hot take. Doesn't even say hot garbage. It just says hot take. None of you should have graduated high school.
I'm going to go hot garbage on that. Let me explain. I know many of you think that we're just pure idiots. And you might be right. But some of you are still teachers or using what you actually learned in high school. You yearned to learn more in high school, and you're still using a lot of that. Us, we don't use anything from high school.
No.
So you're still practicing what you learned. Us, we did not.
Yeah, there's not. Well, let me think here. There's actually nothing I learned in high school that I use on a daily basis. Like nowhere in high school that I study or do any kind of radio or television, for that matter, or coaching or any of the other businesses. Don't use any of that. You say, I use math. Well, yeah, I do. So, okay, well, the math.
Yeah, but very specific math.
It's very specific.
It's either adding, subtracting, or algebra.
Yeah, exactly. It's adding. The profit and loss statement is very simple.
Yes.
So I don't need all this other craziness that goes along with it. And so, yes, I use math. Very thankful for math and calculators. If you're not using a calculator, then you're an idiot. Or you just like to complicate your life. One of the two.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look.
I love the learning institution that we call high school.
Sure.
But even college, I got into this debate the other day with a couple people. Not even a debate. We were just like kind of sitting there going, you know what? Like they went to college. I didn't go to college. Went to the NHL instead. But
damn right you did.
But they went to college and they're like, 4 years of college, got a degree, and the girl was like, I got a degree in blank blank. I'm not going to outdo it. And I've never used anything to do with that in my everyday life or my job now or my career that I'm on.
Sure.
And we were just debating, talking about how many colleges or universities, you get 4 years, and it has nothing to do with what you're actually going to do.
Sure.
It's a certificate. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying you don't go to school.
Right.
But I wish some of these schools would have way more focused education on if a kid wants to be in radio. Like I know there's focused classes for that, but if they want to start their own business, I know there are business classes, but you can go to a business college, and in 2 years learn more about opening the doors of your own company than studying business classes at college.
Along with then retaking certain core classes like math and algebra and all that, which is math, but yeah. I'll put
Latin,
right.
math.
Latin. Like, when you never know when you're going to need that Latin.
Right.
All the subjects.
Marcia, you're the closest one removed from college.
Yeah.
Like, you give us your opinion. I didn't even go, so my opinion really shouldn't even matter.
Well, I'll tell you, in college, there's some classes that you can take that have absolutely nothing to do with your degree. I remember there was an intro to walking class. That was an elective. There's just some goofy ones there for sure. But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember. I mean, heck, there were classes, and you just mentioned it, Anthony, some classes that you sort of had to retake in college that were in high school. And I had already forgot all the stuff that I learned in high school going into college, except for a few things.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But, yeah, like the study of rocks, Anthony. I don't know why I needed that. Geology.
Yeah.
All that lab work.
Like,
I don't need any of it.
I can understand if you're a student that really doesn't know what your path in life is going to be, and you throw together a hodgepodge of courses and things like this, because you just don't know what might spark you.
You could go undecided for sure.
100%. So if that's the case, then all the power to you. You're going for the college experience. You're hoping to grab something along the way.
Yeah.
But if you're very focused, a year in or 2 years in, and you want to be let's say you want to be a real estate agent and open your own real estate company, then there should be courses that are tailor-made to here's the first steps you take when opening a business. Never mind real estate. Then you get your real estate license. Like, you should be able to be super uber focused so that when you graduate after 4 years, like you can, with the help of relatives, or maybe you're financially well off on your whatever, start your own company.
Yeah.
Walk out the doors and be like, you know what? Hey, world, I'm ready for you. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of that. And I get a lot of that, too, with employees that come back after college and they don't have a path. And so they're biding their time with other jobs in the meantime until something strikes them.
Right.
Well, why'd you go to college then?
Right.
That's my personal opinion.
Listen, I agree with a lot of it. Coming back to the original statement, and I realize they're probably just having fun with us and they're joking around, whatever. They maybe have meant it, and they said, "Look, you guys shouldn't have graduated high school." Okay, I will say this: if you weren't joking, and they probably were, but if you weren't joking, let's keep in mind I had a player at one point on a team. It was a baseball team, and the player used to get really, really upset with certain players that had just started to play baseball. And at one point, I took that player aside, and I said, hey, hang right here. And I got one of the players that was a first-time baseball player, and I grabbed him and took him over there. And as we're walking over, I knew this player was a really good soccer player. I mean, great soccer player. I said, hey, you're going to play soccer with so-and-so, okay? You're going to get the ball past him. Don't let up. Don't go easy on him. So, all right, brought the player back over. Said, soccer player, try to get behind the baseball player, right? His soccer kid schooled him 5 times. I mean, it was a mess. And I said, all right, hey, soccer player, go back to baseball. Or go back to your practice. Brought the baseball player back over. I said, hey, how'd that feel? Not great. Okay. I said, you're a king in the baseball arena. That's one arena.
Yeah.
That's one arena. Instead of getting frustrated with him, what if you say, hey, here's what I know about baseball, because that's your teammate. Imagine if this player goes back to practice and is talking all kinds of smack on you because you don't know how to play soccer. You've never played. Or that teammate can say, hey, this is how I was doing, what I was doing, so that we can be a better team. Right? My point is, whoever this person is might live in might be a teacher, might live in that world, and we look like idiots. You can come into here, we can smack you around a little bit. Oh. Because you're just in one arena.
Yeah.
Right? Or people can help people. And we just all be kinder to each other. Choice is yours.
Get a question from the 636 says, hey, Jamie, is that kind of thing any different in Canada? Like, are they more prepared coming out of high school? No. It's very similar. It's very, very similar to U.S. In fact, you have a lot of Canadian kids that come down to U.S. college, and there are a number of U.S. kids that go to Canadian universities as well because the education is so similar. So it's just my own opinion. I have kids that are of the college age. I have a daughter that went 4 years of college at Mizzou, got her degree and did all that stuff. And she's actually kind of fulfilling the path that she went on, but she was very focused early in her college education as to what she wanted to do. So that helped.
Good.
Just
food for thought.
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted to do until the last semester of college, and then I switched.
Oh,
Switched
man.
majors.
Oh, boy.
Your mom must have been thrilled.
Well, I think she supported me in that decision
She's your mom.
because
She's a lovely lady.
well, she is a
Very kind. We've met her
We
once.
like her more than you.
Probably.
Yeah. It's not even probably.
But I did take minor courses in communication, and where I went, they had like a podcasting class, social media, all these different things that sort of, one, grabbed my attention because I found it so fun, and two, prepared me for the future. So you can find that in college. I think it's just more so those basic courses, again, like geology. Sorry, I don't remember rocks from 10 years ago.
Right.
Stuff like that. And even more so for you guys. It's not like we've been in school we didn't graduate yesterday, Anthony.
No, sir. We're old now.
I didn't graduate college at all.
Well, there you
Although
go.
I do have 2 college credits. Yeah.
Nice job.
My last year of junior hockey, I was sitting at home every day, and the coach was like, you got to do something, man. I'm like what? Because I graduated from high school. It's that smart. And he said, why don't you take some college classes? So I went to the first class on the first day, never went back again.
Nice.
Wrote the exams and passed the classes.
Nice. Look at you.
One was finance, the other one was psychology.
Good for you, kid.
Yeah.
All right. Time for the Sports Six Pack.
Yeah.
314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. You got any questions for us, send it in, and we'll do part 1 here on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. We will talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock. But before we do that, we have to answer some of your questions. Sports Six Pack Part 1 coming up next. We'll have Part 2 following that. So get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We will do our Sports Six Pack next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for the Sports Six Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. Marsh, hit us with question 1, please.
Question number 1.
All right, Anthony from the 636. What current quarterback does Fernando Mendoza have to play like to be not considered a bust?
Which current quarterback does he have to play like?
Correct.
Oh, man. Well, what's realistic, right? Let's start with that. He's not going to be Jaden Daniels. It's not his style. I don't think he's Drake May either. Drake May's got a little bit more mobility than Mendoza. But what if I said Trevor Lawrence? What if he has what's Trevor Lawrence now? 5 years in?
Give or take.
He is 1, 2, 3, 4. He just completed his 5th year. In 5 years, if I say Mendoza has a similar year by year as Lawrence, some highs, some lows, would you take that if you're the Raiders? 2 playoff appearances.
I think now with how the season went last year and Trevor Lawrence finally coming into being the quarterback that we expected him to be, I think maybe you take that.
So Trevor Lawrence, if you want to go numbers-wise, his career, again, some highs and some lows.
Yeah.
17,000 yards. So he's outside of the one season in which he only played 10 games. And his rookie year, which was 3,600, he threw for. He's right around the 4,000-yard mark. Average is nearly 7 yards per pass attempt. He's got 98 touchdowns and 58 interceptions. QBR of 86.3. Or I'm sorry, the rating was 86.3. I think if Mendoza is Trevor Lawrence, I think if you're the Raiders, you're pretty happy with that.
Wouldn't you want more success though during his rookie deal?
You would, but that then goes to the bigger question of how good the team is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If we're just talking about pure like Mendoza comparable and what he could look like, I think Trevor Lawrence would be a pretty the ceiling of a comp.
Question number 2.
From the 618, what is the ceiling for Jake Neighbors, and is this it?
Oh. No, looking back at the numbers, last 2 years, he's had 20-plus goals. I said that before. I think that's what he is. Mm-hmm. Like, if you put Jake Neighbors on the Colorado Avalanche right now, he's a third-line player. But that's a star-studded lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with being a third-line player.
Sure.
Like, people always say, oh, a third-line player. Third-line players are getting you 15 to 20 goals a year, getting you 50 to 60 points. I think that's what Jake Neighbors is. Right now in St. Louis, he's a second, sometimes a first-line player. Played on that line. I thought he was out of place up there. And there's nothing against Jake. Everybody knows I love Jake. I just think for his skill set to where he's at, he profiles better as a second or third-line left winger. And, you know, that 50 to 60 points a year, 20 goals. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have a wonderful career. He'll always be a part of the leadership group, whether it's an assistant captain or eventually a captain one day here in St. Louis or somewhere else. Who knows? But I think that's the ceiling for Jake Neighbors.
Perfect.
Question number 3.
From the 314, could the NBA do something similar to the NHL Winter Classic, an outdoor NBA game? And would it be a success?
So that'd be intriguing to kind of. So the NHL, as we know, tried to recreate the outdoor hockey game, the pond hockey game, where people show up and watch people just play pond hockey in the beautiful outdoors and the snow and all this stuff, right? I think for the NBA, the attraction would be that street game, that at the schoolyard, you're seeing all these kids that are different talent levels, of course, whatnot, but then it's an intense game. I mean, even growing up in Canada, we had the schoolyard basketball game, and it was fun, man. It was fun. It got intense, and it was cool. Now, how could you create that venue to where you have an outdoor? I don't think it'd be that hard, to be honest. You know, you get a football stadium if you want, or a smaller venue, maybe like Energizer Park, like soccer. Maybe it's a soccer stadium where you plop that basketball court in the middle. It's a little more intimate and it's open air, and you've got like a street game going. I think that'd be kind of neat to do something like that. Maybe I'm crazy.
I think it would be, one, it's not going to hurt anything, you know?
No.
Unless it's like incredibly windy. That would be a little rough.
Yeah, but still, Anthony, just like the very first Winter Classic, it was snowing.
But that's hockey.
So you're telling me right now there's kids in St. Louis that don't play on the outdoor courts when it's windy? They do.
No, but we're talking about NBA.
Who cares? We're talking about NHL.
Okay. Well,
did they play college basketball
NFL
game?
football's playing down in terrible turf in Mexico.
I'll tell you what. I think there should be animals allowed on the court.
We should. Like Roman times.
Exactly.
Where there's lions like chained.
Tigers as well.
And bears. Oh my.
Oh my.
And when the ball goes into an area, you got to watch out for that.
You want how bad do you want that ball?
Yeah.
How bad do you want the possession for your team?
I was being serious, but I really appreciate you dragging this off the rails.
You're welcome.
That's cool. That's really cool of you.
You know what, Jamie? I love your idea.
Didn't they play a college hoops game on like a battleship?
They did, yeah.
Something like that.
It was Michigan State and somebody.
Do you
they
remember
played on a battleship.
Do you remember how that went?
It went fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And the TV, like you couldn't necessarily tell unless they backed up the camera view that they were on a ship. But I'm sure it went well. I mean, but like it was great, but it was also just a bit of a gimmick and moved on. But I'd be fine with it. I don't think it's going to like save the sport, and I don't think the texture's saying that either, suggesting that either.
No, let's just give a unique look to something different. Of all the major sports, I think basketball has become the most stale. I could be wrong.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Is it the three-point shooting?
Probably not.
Okay.
No, because Steph Curry is a really big brand in basketball, and he's a three-point shooter. Nice try. Larry Bird was also big three-point guy back in the day, and he didn't ruin the game.
No.
In fact, some say that he and Magic were actually a huge part of the success of the league.
I would say so.
Yeah.
All right, part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is coming up. 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service tax line. Again, part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack next.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, we're going to fly through these. We've got Jim Montgomery, Blues head coach, coming up at 5 o'clock. So, Marsh, why don't you go ahead and hit us with question 4.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 314, what's your percentage that either one of the Chuck brothers plays a game for the St. Louis Blues?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I'll be optimistic. I don't think Matthew will ever wear the blue note. I think he's set down in Florida. He's got a long-term deal. He's going to probably stay in that area. Brady's got 2 years left on his contract in Ottawa, and they have not been able to really build a team around him. They're okay. They have some young players. They might make the playoffs this year. He's your best chance. If you're the Blues, 2 years left on his deal.
Yes.
Look ahead 2 years with this team.
Mm-hmm.
That's putting you right in the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
So Thomas, 2 years from now, Holloway, 2 years from now, Broberg, Dvorsky, Stenberg, everybody 2 years from now. Then you plop a Brady Tkachuk on left wing with Robert Thomas and Jimmy Snuggerud.
Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah, you do it.
So if I'm Alex Steen, I'm foaming at the mouth for that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go 50%.
For just Brady.
Just Brady.
That's still pretty good.
I'll take it, right?
I will go 95% for Brady.
Wow.
And I will go 65% for Matthew.
Okay.
1 year deal toward the end of his career.
Maybe, yeah.
Like a Patty Maroon.
Okay. I don't hate it. I'll go 65 then, too. Toward the end of the career. Last year, finished in St. Louis. Retire a Blue like Dad did.
Exactly. Last season. You know?
Poetic.
Like an Albert Pujols situation.
Could do that. Although they've never played here like Albert played here before. But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
What?
They're
Final year.
Albert's not from here.
No, sir, he's not. No.
Well documented.
Yes. Yeah. We don't even have to verify.
Maybe not.
We don't even have to verify. We can trust you on that.
Question number 5.
All right, the water boy wants to know, growing up, which broadcasters did you enjoy listening to?
Well, it's the love Howard Cosell. He was a beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Also loved Don Cherry up in Canada. He was intermissions, pregame, sometimes postgame, but Don Cherry, the coach's corner is what they called it.
Mm-hmm.
It was can't miss TV. It was appointment. He'd go on there and he would just say things. Crazy things. Calling Swedish players soft. You can't have a Swede in the league. It was unbelievable. Half the time he was just messing with people.
Mm-hmm.
The other half of the time, who knows? John Madden was a great one. Loved him.
Yeah, that was going to be mine for football. John Madden and Pat Summerall.
Yeah.
Those two combos. They always did the was it Monday Night Football they always did? No, they were never on Monday night, were they? They just did kind of the bigger Sunday game. Yeah, so Madden and Summerall for sure. John Miller on Sunday Night Baseball.
John Miller and Joe Morgan?
Yeah. That'll be fine. Yeah, love John Miller. He just has he had a way of...
Yeah, he did. They did. Following Summerall's retirement after 2006, Madden moved to ABC's Monday Night Football.
Okay, I thought...
And then NBC's Sunday Night Football.
There you go. I thought he was on Monday and Sunday.
Yeah, he had a stint there.
Al Michaels.
Yes.
Who's still on, obviously. My favorite announcer right now, it's not even close, is, the national guys, is Kevin Harlan.
Oh, he's fun.
He is just incredible.
I like Joe Davis.
Joe Davis?
Mm-hmm.
Another good one.
Gary Thorne was the best for hockey.
Gary Thorne. I love Jim Hewson and, of course, Doc Emmerich.
Yes.
Okay. Well done.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get to Jim Montgomery. So we'll talk to the Blues head coach about last night, certainly, and about some of the other aspects of the Blues right now. They're in They're doing the West Coast trip, so they'll play the Ducks tomorrow, pregame at 8 o'clock, puck drop at 9 o'clock. Is it just me or this week flew by? Tomorrow's already Friday. What's going on, Jamie? What are you doing?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, well, sure.
I like Fridays.
I do as well. I prefer a Freedom Friday.
We can just, if it's really freedom, we can do whatever the hell we want.
Very true. Yeah.
You know,
Do you
truly
think we could
freedom.
ruin Freedom Friday? I don't think we could, but like by doing it more, I don't either. Jim Montgomery's next on 101
Freedom
ESPN.
Fridays.
Done.
Talking puck with the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Fisher Window and Door Store, offering quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood and East Alton, Illinois.
5:02, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. One of our favorite interviews of the week is Jim Montgomery, and he joins us right now following the Blues 2-1 loss in overtime to L.A. Coach, how are you?
Despite the last couple of losses, it's still a pretty good day. Team practiced well, and it's about 75 and not a cloud in the sky today. Our first day of nice weather here in L.A.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you rubbing that in, especially for some of us who can't be on the road trip.
Yeah,
right now. It's great.
Well, Riz, I miss you, man, because I'm the only one out there wearing a Speedo. I don't have my buddy with me.
You miss your partner in crime.
All right, Monty, I got a question for you, okay? I was sitting there last night watching the game. Maybe not. Had a bourbon in my hand. Maybe not. Of course, probably did. And, I like to play fast and loose sometimes, Coach. And I thought to myself, why isn't Monty pulling the goalie in overtime? Get that 4-on-3, get that extra point. Did the thought even cross your mind, or was I just a little too deep into the bourbon?
No, the thought had crossed my mind. But also the thing that happens is we're close enough still that no one's pulling away. And if we did that and we give up that breakaway like we did and Bitter makes a save, we lose our point.
Yeah.
So that I thought it was too early with where we're at and how everything's going to do that.
Yeah. My version, though, had you guys not giving up the breakaway.
Yeah, I know.
His version had you guys scoring and getting the 2 points. So that would be the difference. Yeah.
It would be the difference.
Yeah. Coach, I don't know, it popped in my head because it's a different strategy. Do you ever study different coaches, whether it's NHL or, I don't know, any other sports that offer you different strategies to how the game is played? I mean, how far outside the box can you really go?
Well, I think you can go far outside the box. It's finding the time. Like the SLU basketball coach, him and I spoke about how similar the game is, and we can learn from them on how they pick and roll, how the spacing works for because they have controlled plays all the time because of the speed of the game, and you're not changing out personnel all the time. So definitely there. Soccer's another one that lends itself well, and I would always have been very like to go over to Europe and talk to Pep Guardiola and those kind of people, or the St. Louis soccer team. But the coach is just the new coach I just met. So that's another guy. We talk about the way they control things and switch sides. So those are the type of things that help you. I know I've done it before in the past, especially when I was in college. With soccer and basketball coaches primarily, and lacrosse at Denver, I spoke with quite a bit.
Coach, like you talked about to the top of the interview, is just, look, not the results you wanted in the last 2 games, but you're still close enough to the pack ahead of you. So how does that work now from a coaching standpoint? And I'm not talking systems and things like that, because I know you guys, you do your daily stuff and you prepare for each team accordingly. But is it even more so now where you're telling the guys just focus on the one game ahead of you and don't, try not to scoreboard watch and things like that, even as hard as that is? Like, how does it change for you guys now as a staff?
Yeah, I mean, our focus has been really on what we need to do to create a consistent team identity. And I think we are seeing an identity that is more prevalent than what we were seeing pre Olympic break. But we have to go, and I think we all know it. We have to go 7-1 or 8-0 if we're going to have a chance, because we got 3 teams that are 4 points ahead of us, and if they go 6-2, and we go 7-1, they beat us. So we know that it's not the easiest situation we've put ourselves in, but we do go one game at a time, and we don't look at the 8-0 part.
Coach Jim Montgomery joining us right now in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Coach, I know over the last couple of games here, offensively, or really, throughout the course of the season, Jamie had some interesting numbers about how, the goal scoring just hasn't been there, and you're also playing a lot of young guys right now. Is there a thought when it comes to generating more offense? Do you get to the point where you're gonna, where you think about switching up lines even more than you're doing right now, or how do you find ways to score more offense when we're this close to the end of the season?
Yeah, I usually am a coach that switches lines more often than not, and especially until you get on a real good run where you see chemistry on the lines. And, they've been relatively consistent here for the past, it's been 20 games. But we're going to switch some up. Outside of our first line, there hasn't been consistent scoring for us. So we will switch it up tomorrow. But, you want players to feel good about who they're playing with. And when they go several games without having any offensive success, just having them playing with different people gives them a new outlook and a fresh outlook on being positive about what they can do.
Monty, the lineup has stayed pretty consistent. To your point, your line's consistent, but also the roster itself. Any thoughts of making some changes? Any players maybe coming into the fold here that can give you a little bit of a boost?
Yeah, I think you're going to see 4 new bodies in the lineup tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So everyone will be piqued their interest when the puck is dropped tomorrow.
Yeah, you just gave us a great
teaser that is.
All right, so Coach, with new bodies coming in, what's the message when you're making a big change like that?
Well, the message has been consistent. Your job when you get in the lineup is to play so well that I don't have the option of taking you back out. So you want to see the urgency, you want to see desperation, you want to see people executing with effort that are going to want to be in the lineup consistently. That's the hardest thing to do, is to be consistent with your effort, your energy, and your execution.
It's funny. I tell Jamie the same thing. Have such a great show that we're not going to replace you. And he hasn't. He's had good shows. So.
I keep doing my best. They keep trying to replace me.
Have you told them, though, the offer you made me if I ever leave? That I'm replacing
Coach, hey, whoa, Coach, come on now.
Are you already hedging?
Listen.
What was all that 1 in a million talk?
You tell me there's a chance. Oh, Coach, some things got to be left behind closed doors, huh?
Oh, well, so much for our podcast then, Monty. And you said you're coming over with me. I mean, what the heck's going on here? Hey, Coach, one last one for me here. It's no secret. You guys have had a really good run here. Unfortunately, it comes maybe a little too late. I'm sure as a coach, you're like, yeah, I would like to see this a lot earlier. But a huge part of that has been your young guys. Yes, of course, your veteran players have stepped up, but the unknown is always the young guys. And you had a lot of young guys in your lineup. What's the one thing that you have seen from your young guys, or some of the things you've seen from your young guys where maybe it caught you by surprise, or better wording is probably where you're pleasantly surprised?
Yeah, I just think how well they've acclimated to the opportunities to play more minutes. And my mind really goes to Snuggerud and Mayu there because their minutes have significantly risen, and they've handled the situation really well. They've been really consistent with how they've relished those new opportunities, and that's been a really, really pleasant surprise by those young men.
Coach, we appreciate you as always. Go get them tomorrow night in Anaheim, and we'll talk later about Jamie's job. All right, just keep it on the DL.
On the DL. All right. Sorry, I let the cat out.
No, you're good.
That's all right. Just be careful with the Speedo lines, the tan lines, okay, Coach? Guys make fun of him in the shower, I know.
See you, Coach. He's the best, man. Jim Montgomery, you're in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Jamie, one of the things I do, I hadn't thought about it really, but you were talking about the different strategy when it comes to pulling the goalie and overtime and all that. And then he had that great breakdown of how he'll look at, he'll ask soccer coaches, he'll ask, Sluice Coach Shirts, talk to him about the different like pick and rolls he said and
how to create offense.
spacing.
Yeah.
You've brought this up before too about how soccer and hockey are similar in the regards to how you defend, how you open space, how do you create goal opportunities. So I thought it was interesting.
It's more prominent now, so that I really learned about it playing in Detroit. Because when those 5 Russian players came over, when Scotty Bowman played them together, they played soccer. Meaning the strategy. If they didn't like what they saw when they got to the blue line, they circled back, went D to D, back to the goalie, restart. If they didn't like what they saw to get to the far blue line, they didn't turn the puck over. Hence the, we don't dump the puck in Detroit. You just didn't. You held on to the puck. Because if you have the puck, you're in control of the game. And so that was a thought process. So I really learned that. And then when you start to go one step further in today's NHL, where there's so much speed and time and space is at a minimum, if you watch soccer as they get closer to the box, there's a ton of give and goes. Little pass, pass, get it back, pass, run back. Like there's all of these little give and goes that happen because that's the only way you can get through the defense is by passing the ball, moving past the coverage, and getting the ball back. But it all has to happen very fast.
Sure.
So that's another element of the game of soccer that you can implement. You can also say the same thing about basketball. When you're trying to get into the paint, it's not always easy. You got those big guys, you got to move the ball, make them move, find an opening, get the ball back, and everything has to happen very quickly.
Right.
That's why I always say in hockey, passing the puck tape to tape is so important because if you don't, you can crush the rhythm of your offense because you have to stop. It's in the wrong place. Then the guy's on you. You don't have time to make a play. So that's why passing the puck tape to tape, on the tape, off the tape, quickly is the key to having a consistent offense.
That's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We'll get the biggest question of the day. It's centered on the Cardinals and maybe some more of your mic drops from earlier. That's next on 101 ESPN.
question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy Siding.
Time for the biggest question of the day here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Kerry will be back with us on Monday. So, Marshy.
Yes.
What is said biggest question of the day?
Well, our biggest question of the day is what our mic drop question of the day was. What are your thoughts so far on the 2026 Cardinals? And we have a few mic drops, and then, of course, we can give our opinions as well. But why don't we start off with Alec, who sent us a mic drop.
Burleson?
Not Alec Burleson, a different Alec.
More expensive Alec.
Bigger star, maybe?
Maybe. I guess we'll just have to listen to what he had to say.
Baldwin.
Coming into the season, I thought I would probably watch more games just because we knew what we were going to get at least. Like, we know what the floor is. The floor is last in the division, probably not 500 team, probably potentially 10 or 15 games under 500. That might still be the case. But we knew what we were getting. We've just been, maybe lied to is a little bit aggressive, but that's sure what it's felt like as a fan. When you're throwing out gas cans and have old guys who are hobbling around, doing whatever they can to get onto the field, and your hope is maybe we get lucky and slide into the playoffs, but there's absolutely no way. Whereas that's still the hope, is maybe we get lucky and can slide into the playoffs or contend. But it's just something about the energy about all these kids, that are going out there, and they don't have the big contracts. Yeah, they're playing for contracts, but you can tell that the love of the game is there. There's just something about it. I mean, opening day, I was there. I've been to a lot of the last opening days in the last 10 years, and it was just different. The energy is different, and they're fun to watch. And we still might not be good, but I've watched more Cardinal baseball than I did all last year, and we played 6 games. I watched.
Did he go into a tunnel?
No, I think that he just had more. He had more to say. Just ran out of time. It only gives you a certain amount of time to sit in your mic drop.
But we kind of got the gist of it.
Yeah.
So, the 3-4 mic drops that we've gotten thus far, unsurprising that they're positive. The other thing that's kind of interesting about the Cardinals, at least the start, are you guys surprised? Can you say that you're surprised
with the Cardinals?
Yeah.
I still think it's a little early to be surprised. Am I happy about what I'm seeing? Yes. Am I surprised? I don't know. We're 6 games in.
Okay. The only reason it's fair. The only reason I ask that is because the national media, most of them, had the Cardinals just above a dumpster fire. Mm-hmm. Like, think of dumpster fire and then Cardinals slightly above that.
Like, what if it ends up being that way after 162?
It might, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win 82 games and collectively, nationally, they're like, wow, much better. Much better. I thought they were far ahead of the rebuilds here.
Yeah, there's already a few national people that are starting to not go back on their word, but they themselves have mentioned, oh, wow, this team is a little bit better or a little bit more entertaining than what I thought heading into the season. We thought this team was going to be a dumpster fire,
right.
But they are actually playing better baseball than what we thought.
So that's why I posed the question that I did of, are you guys surprised? Because I'm not, based on how bad it's been. It's almost like, hey, you didn't sign the decaying veteran.
Right.
You instead are relying on some of this youth that you've had that you've either blocked or you have failed in their own development or you just haven't allowed them to build some confidence because you're constantly yo-yoing them between, the big leagues and Memphis or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals, again, from a national standpoint, were much better than those people thought.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised. I have been in the camp of this team will be better because Miles Mikolas and Eric Fetty are not in the rotation. Simple as that.
Now, the Fed man pitched pretty well the other night.
Yeah, but he didn't last year.
He didn't.
Who's he playing for?
The White Sox. He actually didn't, Marsh.
Oh, he didn't? Okay. haven't been paying attention to Chicago White Sox
You haven't?
baseball. No, I'm more of a St. Louis Black Sox fan.
Yeah, you are. I love that. Nice job.
But yeah, I mean, the rotation, that was the thing that intrigued me because those guys weren't in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people around town were done watching that.
Addition by subtraction.
Yeah, but that's a thing, though. That's a thing.
Oh, we might be seeing it. All right, we have another mic drop. Let's get to Jen.
What's up, fellas? It's Jen.
What up, Jen?
Hey, it has this feel, the Cardinals so far this season, it has this feel that they don't have a certain micromanager managing everything, every aspect of the game, the front office, probably even ownership to a degree. But the fact that they brought JJ Wetherholt up immediately shows, because I don't think Mo would have done such a thing, because now the clock starts on him, right? So it's exciting. I love watching them. They do bring this level of excitement, and it's kind of fun. Have a good day, guys.
That's the Jen that always sends us candy for Halloween. So appreciate you, Jen, loyal listener. Thank you very much. Yep, absolutely. I think what Jen noted there was similar to what others who left the mic drop have noted. It's a feel thing. There's a little bit more excitement. You're watching the games. To Jamie's point, it's only 6 games in, but it certainly has a little youthful exuberance to every game.
They've played in some dramatic games so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think opening day really set the tone for how people feel right now, because they showed in game 1 that no matter how many runs they are trailing by, they can come back and win.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a huge statement right there, because had they lost that game by 7 runs, they don't have the big inning, doesn't happen, then what? What does that set up for the next game? What does it set up for the next series? Like, where's your head at that point? Because at that point, if they lose by 6 or 7 runs in opening day,
we're like,
you're going, well, yep, that's what we thought. Going to be a terrible year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm out. That was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't. They showed some character, came back, won the game. People are fired up. Couldn't wait to see game 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And now they're 4-2. They're playing an exciting brand of baseball. You don't really know where your offense is going to come from in the lineup, who it's going to be on any given day.
Yeah.
And the rotation is showing you that they're to be trusted more than maybe what you thought.
Sure.
For now.
I mean, you make a great point. Like Saturday, after what happened on Thursday, I was getting my car worked on for a few hours. Wasn't by my TV, wasn't by a couch, didn't go to the game, but I had to download the MLB app. I want to watch the game. Put on Cardinals TV. I'm gonna wait for my car to be done, and I'm gonna sit there and watch the whole game on my phone.
Yeah,
because I wanted to see what this team could do.
Yeah.
And then I ended up buying tickets to go to Sunday's game. Now they lost that game. I still had fun. Had to wait a full inning and get a hot dog, but it is what it is. And now we move on to the Mets. How is this team going to look against the Mets? A better team than the Rays, a team with a higher payroll, much higher payroll than the Cardinals.
Sure.
And what do? They go out there and they take the series. Now I'm looking at the Tigers. Okay, first series on the road. What is that going to look like? Now you don't have to you have to go against Skubal, which is nice. I believe he pitched last night.
He did.
But you have Framber Valdez, who is a pretty good pitcher. I'm interested to see how they do. And I think I'm taking it series by series, but I'm having a lot of fun watching this team play, because every single game, I don't know what to expect, but I'm intrigued by that.
The other thing, too, didn't they sweep the Twins last year, and then the following series did not go well?
Exactly.
There might be a little of that, too. Like, hey, had a nice series, but the Mets are coming to town. Oh, wait, we won that one as well. I don't know. Jamie keeps indicating. I think he's right to do so. Like, things could go south here in Detroit.
I don't want them to.
They can go. They can get swept, and then on Monday we're all like, well, okay, we're back to reality.
I just think with any sports team in any league, when you're relying upon youth to be the core of your team, it can either look really good or really bad, and sometimes the consistency is the thing that's lacking. So I'm going to celebrate the wins for sure, but for me, it's too early to say how I feel overall about this team, if I'm surprised or not.
Sure. Fair. All right. We'll bet the board next on 101 ESPN. Stalter back with you for my friends at Mentality Health. You might ask yourself pretty frequently, why am I always tired, even when I go to bed early or on time? Why don't I feel sharp or motivated anymore? If you tell yourself, well, I'm just getting older, that's it, this is it, then I got nothing for you. But if you're somebody, and I was in this spot too, I feel like, well, yeah, I am getting older, but I still want to perform at my best, whether it's, right here on radio or, whatever job you have at home. I still got young kids. I don't want to go home and just plop on the couch and that's it. I want to be able to go outside and play baseball and football and soccer, whatever, with the kids, whatever they want to do, take them on bike rides. That's what I want. And that's where Mentality got me back to, because I was feeling exhausted. I was waking up tired even though I had good sleep. I was moody a lot. Testosterone, fellas, as it dips when we get older, it can impact all the things I just mentioned. There is a solution, and it's pretty easy. Go to Mentality. There's 2 different locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. Have them, you'll sit down. They'll talk to you about how you're feeling. You be honest. They'll draw your blood. If it is a dip in testosterone, they can put you on a program. And after time, you feel like you have that clarity again. You feel like you are motivated. Your moods aren't all over the place. You get back to the gym. You're putting up good weight again. You feel younger. And then that impacts everything in your life. It works, guys. Head down to Mentality or check them out at lowtusa.com, where you can reclaim the old you, the younger you with Mentality. Now's the best time to do it, because right now all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. So we're right out of the gates, it's a $250 savings. Tell them Anthony Stalter or Kerry Davis, 101 ESPN, told you to go down there. They'll love hearing that. Reclaim that old you with Mentality.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews, including the two that we had today, Chris Kerber and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery. You'll also find all of our shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Blues will be back in action tomorrow, taking on the Anaheim Ducks after losing 2-1 last night in overtime to the LA Kings. Pre-game for the Blues and Ducks game tomorrow right here on 101 ESPN starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. The Cardinals will also be back in action tomorrow, taking on the Detroit Tigers. Michael McGreevy on the mound. He will face off against Framber Valdez. First pitch tomorrow, 12:10. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Time to play Bet the Board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. I did not do well yesterday, last night. Ducks blew it, just like they're going to blow it tomorrow night against the Blues. So, no point for me. Jamie, you absolutely racked yours. You had the over in the Canucks game.
Yep.
And I believe they scored 14 goals.
It was 6.5. They got 14.
Holy smokes.
I should get 2 points for that.
You should, but we won't.
Okay.
Marshy, how'd you do?
I did not do well at all. Jamie was the only one that picked up a point yesterday, so it looks like things are going back to normal.
Back to norms. Okay. Well,
thank you for noticing.
Jamie, without further ado.
Yeah, give me those Montreal Canadiens tonight. Playing against the Rangers, minus 125 on the money line.
The New York Rangers.
The Rangers.
Okay, Marshy?
I'm going to go with Corbin Carroll, 2+ hits, runs, RBIs. That's at minus 140, 2+.
Okay. I, too, am going with the Rangers. Canadians, over 6.5 goals. Over 6.5 goals. Did CD send in his pick?
Let me check.
Okay.
I'll check for that, okay?
Well, he likes the runs, hits, RBI combo platter. So let me see.
He's also a big hockey fan, as we know, and he really likes the Capitals Devils too. He likes the over in the first period.
Does he?
It's a thought. It's
okay.
at minus 140.
All right. That's CD's pick.
Yeah, just came through. Said, give me the Caps. I said, yeah, all right.
Caps over?
Caps Devils, the over in the first period.
There you go. Good. Excellent. Not a lot of games on tonight. Baseball just 2. Hockey's got a full schedule.
I mean, just an absolute massive dance card.
Mm-hmm.
Love that hockey. Guys, do you know that the Buffalo Sabres, Buffalo Buffaloes, have a chance tonight with a victory to secure a playoff spot?
No kidding. And I think they're going to get it, too. They're on the road.
The Sens are favored.
I think the Buffalo Buffaloes get it done.
By the way, you haven't seen it. So our friends over at Dirt Cheap, which, by the way, big shout out to Corey.
Oh, yes.
At Dirt Cheap. Corey, if you're listening, thank you. Dirt Cheap always sends the Fast Lane our March birthday presents.
Yes.
And no disappointment this time. An absolute awesome selection of bourbons that came our way.
Yeah.
Compliments of Dirt Cheap.
I actually opened mine on Sunday after a couple of Lindbergh Falcons victories.
You should.
Nice. Yeah.
Celebratory cocktail.
Yes.
Yes.
So I did. Thank you, Corey.
But, Corey, I was at Lake of the Ozarks last year. At one point, Buffalo Trace is now no longer allocated. So they had a big thing up there, and they had a Buffalo Trace statue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And I sent a picture of I go, you have to get me this. And he A couple weeks later, it shows up at my doorstep. So I took this buffalo and I put him back in the landscaping behind the pool. Of course, Ashley's like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
That's Buffalo Trace thing. I go, in fact, we're going to call him Dunk.
Nice. Oh, I like that.
Dunk. I go, yeah, because Dunk is famous for saying the Buffaloes. So now we have a buffalo that's named Dunk, and just we redid it all the other day. We had a bulldozer to get rid of all the stuff.
Yeah.
Putting in new stuff. And she goes, well, you better move Dunk.
That's so perfect.
True story.
That's awesome, man. I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
I gotta come by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stop by your neighbors first, say hello to them guys, and then
I have a neighbor, Dave, too.
Do you?
Right next to me. And neighbor Dave is the best. He's the best. Like, he's a retired fireman, and he's got a great house, but he's got all the tools.
Nice.
Anytime I'm out doing a project, he kind of peeking around. One day he showed up with his golf cart and a couple of different chainsaws and things. Like, he's the best, man.
Nice.
When you think of, like, having a great neighbor, like, it's my neighbor Dave. I'm sure your neighbor Dave is
he's incredible. He actually texted me earlier. I said something about, we were doing the Stewie read, and I said, Kristen and I aren't considering moving or anything like that, but if we ever did, and he goes, you can't move. And I texted him back. I said, hey, I let my lawn go a little bit more. You probably want me to move out of the neighborhood. And on the other side, we have George. And he goes, I've been living with George for a while. You're good. So,
Marcy, what do you got? I see you're whittling away at something.
So I saw this on social media not too long ago, and so I needed to do I guess I won't call it a deep dive by any means, just a quick Google search. But if you notice different logos within sports or in, it could be food or whatever it may be, with a buffalo as like the logo, like the Buffalo Sabres or the Buffalo Bills. If you look at the horn of the buffalo, it's actually a bison.
It's a bison, yes.
Buffalo.
They get the little horn is a bison.
It's a bison, whereas buffaloes have their horns are much bigger.
Much larger.
Much larger.
Bigger horns.
No kidding.
So all these logos that are like buffalo themed, they're actually bison.
They're actually bison. But because the horns are too big on a real buffalo, so the logo looks cleaner with the bison horns. The bison are definitely jealous of the buffalo because they've got bigger horns.
What about bulls?
They've got...
Well, they're called the bulls, though.
Yeah,
like the Buffalo Bulls.
Well, I'm just talking about from jealousy standpoint.
We know for a fact that the bulls have bigger horns.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a little, I guess, I don't know if it's fun, but you've been lied to your whole life.
Damn. I don't like that.
Yeah, go look at the Buffalo Bills logo. It's got a little horn.
So they're really the Buffalo
It's
Bison.
cold in Buffalo, too, though.
It gets very cold in Buffalo.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe that's it.
The Buffalo Bison.
Same thing with the Sabres.
Same thing with the Sabres.
Same place.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN. So your team, the Cardinals, for example, might not be playing tonight. Blues aren't playing tonight. How can you make things a little more interesting when they're not playing? Well, why don't you check out my friends at Underdog? You can turn your sports knowledge into something fun, maybe even a little profitable. You can do it quickly without even committing to a full season. Heck, you can even miss the start of the game, still load up a card at Underdog, build up your entries, and win 5,000 times your cash just for, again, your sports knowledge. And playing an Underdog is easy. Choose whether or not players in tonight's games, and you choose whatever you want, NHL, NBA, maybe you've got a college basketball game still going on with some of the other different tournaments happening, a couple of baseball games. Choose whether or not those players will go higher or lower on their stats. Points, rebounds, assists, goals, home runs, hits, strikeouts. You get the idea. All you have to do, download the app, use my promo code, Anthony, at sign up. That's all you have to do to cash in and get yourself $50 in bonus. after you play your first $5. That's it. So $50 in bonus when you play after you play your first $5. That promo code again is Anthony. Just use my first name at sign up, and when they ask for a promo code, just type in my first name, and then you're gonna score big with Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets at underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details concerned with your play. Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.inspeakgambling.org. If you missed anything today, well, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Let's find out what everybody learned today. Jamie, what'd you learn?
I learned that I'm not the only one that likes to rock a Speedo. Apparently, Coach Jim Montgomery's not afraid to get the old marble bag out himself.
No kidding. Yeah, well said, Jamie. Well said. And I thought you gave him great advice. Watch the tan lines.
The other guys sometimes laugh when they see the Speedo tan lines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't personally care, but, just want to make sure Monty get a heads up there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Marcy, what'd you learn?
Anthony, I learned that not only are you a great coach, but you're a great leader when it comes to teaching children, just about life. You know,
well, thank you, Marsh.
It came to the soccer player. Have you ever heard the story of the soccer player and the basketball or the baseball player?
Right, yeah.
Anthony told it today.
Well, hey, thank you, Marsh. Yeah, it's this might be your arena, but there are many arenas.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's be good teammates, you know? Well, thank you, Marsh.
Great
now,
knowledge.
you actually, you helped me learn what I learned.
Oh.
And it's perfect with the Bills right now. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
On our TV screen, I didn't realize until Marsh pointed it out last segment that the Bills and the Sabres, their logos are actually that of bison.
Yeah, and the 817 chimes in. Bison are the American buffalo. You know, and I did look that up. I guess that is somewhat true, but look at us Americans just trying to change things, you know?
Oh, wow. You sound like you're down on America.
No,
man. Good.
Stop.
Okay, good. All right.
What the hey,
I
Anthony?
took a right turn.
Wanted to make sure. Because this guy bleeds red, white, and blue.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were pointing at Jamie, because Jamie bleeds red and white.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
And blue, too. Yeah, we all bleed blue, of course.
Sure. And, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I might have more Croatian blood in me now than I do anything else.
That might be true. Yeah. Put a lot in you that day.
They sure did, Anthony, and I didn't ask for it. If I didn't say it.
I think they had to.
Might be some of the inner workings of a cigarette inside Jamie's body.
There's definitely ashes of some kind.
Yeah. In fairness to them and those veterinarian doctors that you had working on you, they probably had to dump in a lot of Croatian blood.
They did.
Yeah.
I didn't think they had to put that much, though. I think they overdid it a little bit. Carried away.
Might overcooked you.
The 314 chimes in. That's why they're called the Buffalo Buffaloes.
Buffalo Buffaloes. That's right. Absolutely. Marsh, do we have any text, or do you want to get to the 3 stars?
We got a text from the 314. Great Fast Lane show today, guys. Enjoyed it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Real quick here, West County Trad Son. Anthony, thoughts on the new Falcons jerseys?
Oh, boy.
Very basic.
He's not a fan.
Very basic. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. Like, it's like, I wanted black helmet, black jersey instead of the black helmet, red jersey. A lot of people wanted red helmet, red jersey, but if I wanted to root for Georgia, I would just root for Georgia, you know?
It's a good point. It is very Georgia-esque.
Outside of the black helmet.
And it's kind of market confusion, too, because located close in proximity, certainly in the same state.
Right.
I don't know if I like the matchy-matchies.
No,
I would want to differentiate my product.
Well, a lot of people wanted the red helmet, red jersey, and gray pants. That's Georgia.
That's Georgia.
I didn't want that at all.
No.
It's kind of a throwback. Their best uniforms are the throwback ones. The one they wore like Monday Night Football against the Bills and Rams.
With the red
helmet and black jersey. I'm cool with that. They just rolled with that every week. I'm good with that. At home, I guess, the home jerseys. But they're okay. They're better than what they had. I'm glad they got rid of the ATL, the big block ATL letters. But I'm a fan of the black jersey, Jamie.
Yeah.
But I don't hate them. I don't love them. Big meh. It's like they gave somebody an opportunity to say, hey, let's see what you can do on Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
And that's what they came up with.
Okay.
For 2 years.
It could be worse. Could be worse.
It could be much worse.
So,
yes. Yeah.
Just saying.
There you
I don't
go.
know about much worse, but
I mean, they're just basic.
They're boring.
They're boring.
But they're fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. They're like the Cardinals. They're better now than what they were.
But still not where you want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Marshy.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
All right, our 3rd star of the day goes out to the Stalter petition that the family signed to try and get Anthony to switch teams.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Jamie had to let me know.
Well, they asked me to intervene, but I didn't want to overstep.
Sure. Yeah. Wow.
Second
Got a lot
star
to
of the
think
day.
about.
Second star goes to Pancake Williams.
Pancake Williams.
Yes.
Had no relation, though, to Hambone Williams.
Oh, no, it's a cousin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
his
dad's side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
What a family of ball players.
Oh, man, you tell me.
Hell yeah.
Tell me.
And our first star of the day goes out to us for graduating high school.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah. Nice job. Yeah.
Well done, John.
Marsh and I also graduated college, by the way, and Jamie went to the NHL. So, I mean, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Felt like a dig there.
No, definitely wasn't. A little bit. Marsh and I weren't in the NHL.
Yeah, but now you're dropping the college thing on me.
You didn't even need college.
Oh, he took a couple credits.
I did.
You did?
I did.
You attended?
One class each, 2 total.
You gave
did quite well.
You know what? You gave it the old college try.
I did. Proved that this college ain't so hard.
At least for 2 credits?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we have got Thunder Lakers tonight. Pregame at 8, tip-off at 8:30. So got a little instant replay from 6 to 8 for you. And then again, a little NBA action. Thunder Lakers pregame 8 o'clock, tip-off 8:30. Tomorrow night, we've got the Blues and Ducks pregame at 8. Puck drop at 9. Listen to it all right here on 101 ESPN. And if you go out even further, we got the Final Four for you on Saturday. So locked and loaded for this weekend. For Andrew Marsh, our guy Kerry Davis, and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See ya.